Right, we are back with another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We are going to start in our usual manner of introductions. First up, we have Blackheart as
Carrick Marsk.
We have Kronos as
Jackson Rootscala.
We have Hatden as
Tilde.
We have Marcus as
What was that last?
We have Semi as
Ifton Greysteel.
We have Tobias as
Louis.
and you have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
Sure.
Go for it.
Take it away.
So, on the last adventures of Tarnstead, we were in a small room with a Archfey, or is it Fey Lord? I don't actually know what the highest level is. Oberon!
Yes.
Our friend who normally isn't a friend, but he actually was rather friendly towards us. Didn't attack. Gifton actually was what's the word? Not polite. Friend.
I would like to choose the word diplomatic.
That's the word. Gifton was very diplomatic. Kneeled and greeted him as he should be, and Oberon told her to rise and went, "Where's Titania?" Because our wonderful little brownie friend is quite a bit different than she was last time he saw her. And Gifton explained about what Titania did and mentioned the new structures appearing in the Fae, which Oberon took offense to, as they were a offense upon his land and an assault upon his domain. Gifton knew that they were caused by Titania, but didn't actually mention that. And as
Did mention that.
But you just said she went into them. Didn't say that they were caused by her.
I said that I thought that she said they were a good thing, so I related her to them.
Yeah, but you didn't say they were from her.
Yeah.
As Gifton told him that he was summoned due to discussions of reparations for what happened with the Fae tied to the gentleman that we brought home from Saha that had been instrumental in the creation of Warforged without letting people know that they were stealing souls from the Fae. Raz said that he would act as the authorizer from Barast in these matters, and basically Oberon's only wish was that the man was brought to him and given to him.
I don't know if that's his only wish. That was the that was the only thing he said we could give him.
Yes, that was the only thing we could fulfill. There was discussions in that others also had reparations, and as Oberon put out his idea that because other things were given to the Warforged and such that only his, and they no longer found themselves as his people, that only he was still in need of said reparations. It was also brought up that those who do wish to return to the Fae should be allowed, and that he would accept them back as his people once again. We told him that we would basically contact him back because we have to find out how far that can go. He was gracious enough to leave and not wreck up the place. Always a good plus. In all the process and the way out, he did mention the 4 Fae lords and ladies, of which we only know of 3, which brought up a little curiosity, and we found out, of course, Titania, Oberon, Cesirin? Wrote down?
Cesarin, yep.
Cestrin, okay. But nobody knows of a fourth. We're thinking it might be a layover from Dadriel being the fourth Archangel of...
Most likely Dadriel. It's just they don't remember that Dadriel doesn't exist.
Yes.
As a Fey Lord.
Yes.
Or Fey Daddy, as he was likely known.
I want to throw something at another player right now. I will settle with this pillow. Whack. We went out. Raz was asking about the other Warforged to Telday to see if he had heard any that might have want to return. And Telday hadn't, but was directed to some other Warforged to find out what the others may think. Lord, which Telday had already met the night before. Mono, who runs a small monthly meeting, kind of as a guide to the Warforged who wish to come, were the two that he directed to, and also were given a directions how to find in the case of Mono, since we didn't know, and he had found Lord. We discussed that we need to actually still get into Oberon's realm for the armory, but we probably don't want to just bull rush in or mention it to him until we get a little more taken care of over there. We did stop at the Illan Temple to see Father Ted, who was talking to a Warforged. They seem to have been talking about how to help plants grow, and Telday went to speak with the other Warforged, where the rest of us stayed to... Actually, I believe Corvus did not stay with us. Gifton...
Corvus stayed while we were talking to Father Ted. He didn't go with us.
Okay, it was after. So I haven't hit that point in my notes yet. Oh,
yeah, I got the dark, dirty secret of Father Ted.
He complained to Father Ted about his housekeeping.
Yep, I've got that point later. I see it. So Gifton gave Father Ted a little apple sprout, which was, unbeknownst to him, 10,000 years old.
Actually, it's only like a couple days. Really not that old. It hasn't been through the wear and tear of time.
It didn't time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but wasn't
it time traveled, but it didn't. Yeah.
It's from 10,000 years ago, because it wasn't one when we got there.
I had that apple before we went to the past.
Oh, okay.
And it came back.
My notes on that then.
No, I had bought apples for Klopp.
Okay.
And those were given to Klopp, and I had some left.
Sorry.
Sam's a crazy person and writes all this bullshit down and she keeps in her various bags.
So do I. I thought you had picked that one up. So okay, so that was from our current, but it had traveled through time with us. We actually went with Father Ted to his house, which is very full of plants, very much full of plants. To try to learn a little bit about Illan's continent, as that is where Sasarin is from, and was hoping to possibly get a little information about her also. As Gifton mentioned, Corvus had comments about the housekeeping that Father Ted had, due to everywhere being plants and dirt and all kinds of growing things. And in the process, Corvus had mentioned to Father Ted about not having a soul, which led through a series of small events with Father Ted to him showing Corvus the cage that he keeps himself in, as some parts of the party member had known that he was actually a werewolf or something similar, to be sure he doesn't harm people. And he actually told the story about being turned into it, and there was a whole kind of understanding finally on what's going on with Corvus and Father Ted. So hopefully no more stress on Father Ted from all that. Hopefully.
I would like to point out, Father Ted only got more stress out of the situation. Corvus got lots of reassurances from Father Ted.
Yeah.
One person got more worried, the other got, oh, okay, cool.
I understand you now, crazy wolf visage man. I am glad you're okay. Gosh, I wish I had a soul.
If only I had a soul.
Telday, while we were doing that, caught up with the Warforged, whose name was Morse. And he didn't want to be Warforged anymore. He just wanted to be with his plants.
Morose, not Morse.
As in sad.
The sad feeling is the name of the Warforged.
I just honestly thought I spelled it badly. I'll be honest, yes. Morose. It was, yeah.
Boy.
Yep. I'm trying to read some of my horrible writing, I'll be honest, and some of the notes are not actually. Telday then from there goes to visit Monotone, who was just mentioned as Mono. Reason he got the name is because as Telday comes up, he hears a single note. Just one note played. Stretched out, and talks about Monotone. He admits that wow.
He hears a sound, and that is his closest approximation of it.
Like, don't try to do the whole conversation with Monotone.
No, I'm trying
it is a lot.
Figure out. He admits he wants to be hung, and I think I wrote something wrong there.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm looking at the note going, okay, there's something with my writing that I am not reading.
No, he basically admits that he doesn't want to be hung with the responsibility is probably what you were coming up with, because Telday was trying to decide, you know, the thing of talking to the Warforged people and various groups about the decision with the doctor and what's right and what's wrong with the whole big thing of it. He was like, oh,
he wants him to be. As in, he
the scientist,
the
yes.
Scientist. That's the part I was missing there.
Yeah,
I missed the sentence above it, which is the information about the man. Monotone. So Monotone admits, but he also admits he doesn't want to be the one that has to
make that decision.
Make the decision, and is happy he doesn't have to be the one that has to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
And Telday asked about if others wanted to mention the Fae, and he said he would discuss it with them and see what comes of it. But a lot can use hope. Wish I remember what that line was. That is really weird. Yes, I've got the part with the sound. Carrick went home because he hasn't been just home in a while. Gifton went also with him to Tarnstead to...
Not Tarnstead.
Went to original Tarnstead with Dingus for story time. And just
I went to the tree outside Tarnstead.
Yeah.
But no, we originally dropped everybody off at the airship, and then you went to Beacon. I went to the tree because Corvus ran off to go do his thing. Telday went off to go do his thing. Gifton was like, I want 5 minutes alone. I'm going to take Dingus and go hide and cry in a tree for a little bit. And then I was like, Shax is knee deep into fixing something because something
that's
broken.
Actually the next thing. Shax went to work on repairs for the ship since we're now docked and able to. And Corvus went off to Lady Gentle, who, after some discussion and some unusual effects on his body, figured out that he had been poisoned, and Lady Gentle didn't seem to be actually looking for what he had asked, just flipping through like she was pretending. Turns out, other Corvus, the mean Corvus, has, turns out, taken a parasite and possessed Lady Gentle and tried to murder his other self. Luckily, our friend Corvus cut his way into the empty to escape and was actually able to get away without being killed, which is good because we like our friend. And when he's in there, Miris appeared to him, and he had a little talk with Miris in the way that only Miris could be talked to, since he didn't say a single word the whole time and is basically a mime. But a very good mime. He's actually interesting. And Corvus kind of got some good information without really getting told a single thing about it. Shax was able to connect us through sending to let us know when Corvus let him know, hey, Lady Gentle's been compromised and tried to murder me, so we know to be on the lookout. And in the process of kind of, okay, we'll kind of try to look into that a little bit, we suddenly got a message that there's a fire at the library from Telday. Everybody needs to get here. And we kind of ended with, I think...
I teleported everybody.
I was going to say everybody other than Carrick.
Because you were in your own thing.
Yep, I was home.
So we just teleported in the street in front of the library. I assume where Telday was at.
Yes. Okay, right. Go ahead and take yourself a heroic inspiration, Blackheart.
Okay, yeah, so I with the H, so I can just draw it. Draw one. You're not letting me type, game. Oh, because I didn't know the number.
Alright, Carrick, are you going to be responding at all?
I'll get there as fast as I can.
What are your methods to get there?
Question.
Are you going to use teleport circle and come from the keep, or are you going to cast teleport?
How... I know roughly where things are, real quick, because I can come up with this. The
Right.
keep to
Keep
where's...
is way to the north. You can see where I'm pinging.
Over here.
Yep.
I only fly 80 feet, well, 240 feet around.
Yeah.
If you want to fly there, you could teleport to the keep, and you could probably get there within a minute or two by a flight.
I don't think that's hoping to not do this, but that's a long time.
Yeah, it's 10 to 20 rounds.
Yeah, and that's with the fire. That's a lot. I'm using my 7th level spell slot for the day.
Okay, so you're going to do a direct teleport?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to kiss Talia and go, I'm sorry, I need to go save the world again, basically.
She's understanding, if notably disappointed.
She doesn't stop you as you don't put your pants on as you leave.
I mean, just go dragon form, it doesn't matter.
Right, what method of familiarity are you using to get there? Because you're very familiar with the area, I will say that. I don't think you possibly have an associated object.
No, but... And if it's a fire and I don't know where exactly it is, You
don't want to go inside, do you?
Yeah, I'm actually... My inspiration's in the way. Okay, one question, just I can't see it. What? Oh, that's Lady Gentles, okay. That's what I was trying to figure out, was what the blue speck was. I probably, since I've been to the Hydra Hound a lot, I probably can go to the front of the Hydra and the Hound.
If that's where you want to go? Yep.
Yes.
Was also going to say, can't you teleport to a person? Because he should be aware that if we told him about that, we're probably nearby.
So the destination or an object.
Yeah, he cannot go to a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't want to teleport directly in front of the library because I don't know how the fire is, and I don't want to, appear in fire.
I'm just going to do this. You're fine. You are on target.
Okay.
Right. Okay, Carrick, you will appear in front of the Hound and Hydra about the time the rest of the group actually teleports in front of the library, because you all got the approximate warning.
Not far.
And with your speed, you can get there within a few seconds.
Okay.
Yes, you are all standing in front of the library as it burns. There are a lot of onlookers, people pointing, gasping. There's a couple of sort of cries out for somebody get water, somebody let the guard.
I'm gonna start using, I think, Druidcraft. I can put out some fire.
Let's see.
A small campfire. Can I put out little bits, or should I? I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I'll move on to something else.
Wait, where's the small campfire? Oh, there it is.
The bottom.
Basically, you try to cast this, and you might see some flame flicker, but it doesn't really amount to much in the Inferno.
Okay. In that case, I move over to casting Create Water and just dousing, because I have lots and lots of spell slots.
Okay. All right. In range. Range 30 feet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What level are you doing this as?
I'm starting at level 1. I have 4 slots.
Okay.
So I'll douse that first.
Right. You start dousing it. Most of the middle floor is ablaze, and it's starting to catch on the upper floor as well. Let's see. And what are other people doing while she's doing this?
I'm gonna start.
Kronos, you're muted.
I just realized. Shark's
Sorry.
gonna fly up and try and get line of sight on. Can I see the floor inside any of the floors that are on fire?
I will ask for
It's a weird question, but I have a specific reason for it.
What is your specific reason?
Specific reason is that, well, basically, that spell. For making it a container, I can just make 30 gallons of water on the ground.
It's
On ground or contains within range. Give me a perception check, because there is flame looking out the windows, so I'm just going to see how good your sight is, peering past blinding,
So basically the same spell I was doing, but yeah.
Let's see. I'm just checking cards. I'm going to burn this to get advantage on it.
Okie dokie.
And try not have the dice betray me.
Right, yeah. You can spot ground. You can spot ground on the sort of western side of this floor. You can see the ground far more clearly in the floor above it, but you can spot some on the mid floor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you want to do that?
Want to just fire it directly in like that.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say that this spell specifies that you create food and water. It does not give you a choice.
just food everywhere.
Food that gets on fire, but there's
There's
a
a bunch of bacon and water.
No, it's
you wanna
gonna be
choose,
bland.
like-
Do you want to do porridge or something?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Other liquids, just
Okay.
something classified food, but hell, it'll
Soup.
be horrendous. What it was.
You want it to be
Soup is a
soup?
kind of food, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, all of her clean books. Not only are they going to be burnt and water,
We're already going to be soaked.
Alright, so Shaxton is creating a really shit sauce on that floor.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just because we have a scroll of control wind.
I don't know if we can use it to snuff out the fire.
That's
though.
what I was trying to figure.
I can literally summon a storm and make it rain, but I don't know if that helps. So
That might not be a great idea.
I'm doing a familiar thing from a previous game.
Yeah.
I have a decanter.
Decanter's a good
I
idea.
was wondering if that was going to come up.
I'm going to do two things
Yeah, I
because
think I
you
have one
can
too, actually.
definitely yell while spraying.
Yeah.
I'm going to start kind of yelling to get buckets. The whole bucket brigade thing. Can I make a persuasion check?
Go for
Try
it.
to get-
Try and get people to move in faster order. Yes.
Yep.
Now this is a familiar event. Okay.
Does a 40?
40 just makes it. Yes.
Just barely.
Your commanding words actually ring out across the crowd, staring sort of sack-jawed at what's going on, and you actually sort of hurry them into order. You see them starting to stream towards the well that is over here, and they do start to make the classic bucket line.
Okay.
Thankfully, there are buckets at the well.
And start
Thank God for that.
start spraying.
Right. Okay. I assume that you're using the geyser command.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Right. You're doing that. Louis Soir.
I'm getting on Tressa and I'm going airborne looking for people in nearby buildings because getting involved in the fire in the library doesn't concern him. He's more concerned about other people in the area.
Making
So
sure the fire's not catching people, I think.
What's that?
I think even the making sure fire's not catching people in other buildings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If people are, if it, last time we played, it sounded like other buildings were on fire as well.
Some of the buildings on this side are starting to catch a light, and you actually see people seem to be paying more attention to those than the library itself. Basically, people that actually live here slightly more concerned with keeping their home safe than the great big fancy library. As you are airborne, you can see people trying to take care of that. Although it seems to be, right now they're throwing stuff from in their own homes, jugs of water, sort of trying to dampen things down. But what you also do spot from your airborne vantage are people starting to move out of the castle grounds. You see one of the gates open up, and you see what looks like to be Royal Guard rushing over to this area.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't look like anyone's trapped, Luis was going to push Tressa towards the well to grab buckets from a couple people and then going back airborne and dropping water on the buildings from above.
Library or the homes?
The homes.
Homes. Okay. Right. You do get a couple of alarmed yells as Tressa comes in because it's a fucking griffin, causing the line to sort of scatter a little bit, and you don't really get any resistance for the buckets. I would like you, however, to make me an animal handling check to control Tessa because she's trying to carry buckets of water without spilling.
Let's see. I gotta get the character sheet open because it's fighting me. Talking about handling.
Okay, yeah. You managed to steer her and keep her steady enough that there is not much spillage at all. And you're able to dump these on the homes. You get one, basically. It's not exactly a lot of water in these where the buildings are. But yes, you do stop one of these sort of freaking wooden ceilings here from catching a light, damping down the flames that are just starting to catch on it.
It's easier to stem the tide and create a fire break than it is to try and catch up.
Alright, Corvus, what about you?
Admittedly, Corvus is a little shell shocked at the moment.
You understand and watch it burn?
No. How many? It was just one action to do something.
A vague round. I'm allowing more than the 6 seconds, but we are doing an objective.
Right. Corvus doesn't have anything to do. He's going to start doing things to maybe save something.
Gonna run into the building?
He's going to death ward himself.
Mm-hmm.
And if allowed, he's going to class ability or class level for myself. False life. And I'm just going to use this level because I don't have anything. So I'm using a 7th level.
Okay.
So 1d4 plus 4 plus
30.
30. Okay, 37. And then he's going to take his mask off his haversack, put it on, and look around. see everyone's doing something, and just go into the empty.
Yeah, destination.
The room, the stone, and the books.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Telday.
All right. So completely engulfed in flames?
The second floor is essentially completely engulfed in flames. Some of the back room stuff might not be quite as light, but the front of the building most definitely is. It is starting to catch on the second floor, although the efforts of your companions seem to be abating that. It's working. It's not working fast, but it is working.
Mm-hmm. And this is at a period of time where there shouldn't be many people in the library, if any.
The library would have been closed at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be anybody in the library. Okay. I'm still going to do something of the stupid, but I want to be sure that there's nobody else in the library right now.
Good idea.
So, I'm going to rush in. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of things to make that easier on me.
Mm-hmm.
But
No expeditious retreat or anything?
I will.
I mean, he is a rogue, so.
He's a swashbuckler.
Yeah, I've got my general ability to move fast. You know what? I will actually consume a potion of speed.
Ooh. You fancy pants.
So, the equivalent of haste is cast on me for a minute.
Yep.
No concentration required. So that I can rush around in there a bit more.
Alright, you are able to rush in. There's a few alarmed yells, people trying to get you to stop. The front door is closed, but you're able to open it. It does seem to be unlocked. Some smoke bellowing out, smoke that's come down the stairwell is sort of rising on the ceiling. But the bottom, while hot, is not ablaze. Yet you can hear worrying creaking above you. You can see that sort of heat through the wood floor above. Are you checking the bottom floor first, or do you want to go up to the second?
So the flames appear to be coming from the second floor, going down.
It looks like the fire has started on the second floor.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to the second floor first.
Okay.
The most threatened area, and try to make sure it's as clear as possible.
Right. Everyone except Corvus and Telday, your efforts do seem to be effective. What you're doing is batting back the flames. Again, it's not rapid. You're not putting this out at a huge pace, but you are stopping it from spreading and seemingly to, push it back a little bit.
I have one question. How far is it to water? Like either the well or the river? Because control water lets me grab within 300 feet, and I don't know technically how I know the map, not the scale, but I don't know if that's 300 feet to the waterway or to the well.
We're going to be nice and say that is roughly 300 feet to this well.
All right.
Actually, hey, how big across is a standard two-person house?
30 feet, depending.
A block in Manhattan is 264.
That's not going to help.
900.
That's way different.
Small houses can be usually like 20, 30 feet wide.
We are going to say that we're going to say you can reach the well. The river is a little outside of that range.
All right. If I think I can, I will swap over to casting control water, and it will let me pull a lot of water and then just control it over the area, and then I can basically just move it back and forth.
Fight water with fire, kaiju battle.
I want a water bend.
Yeah.
because it'd be better on my spell slots rather than casting the other thing over and over and over again.
Actually, Sam, if Gifton wanted to run over to here, she could reach the river.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because the river would be in range, and then you could direct it over yourself to the library.
Yeah, I want to make sure I direct it to not hit houses and stuff with like go through the street and stuff. But I will do that. So I'll basically like flare the eyes green and just go and start pulling water from the river and just start pulling it. That way they can still keep using the well.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll work.
Right. Does everyone else want to keep at their current efforts?
Also, since Garrett doing reminded checks that he has because he's scatterbrained, he'll switch over to using decanter as well.
Okay. All right. So you're going to start geysering.
Yeah, we had our brief round of panic uses. Of our spell slots and
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Oh no! You really watered down that soup that you left there.
Carrick just watched Telday run in, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I don't breathe.
Mask up.
Oh no!
Fire resistance.
Oh yeah.
And Carrick's going in to start spraying down.
Okay, you're going to fight it from inside. Okay. Right.
Actually,
Sorry.
no, because that gave me a good idea for something I can do that's actually very good for that, which is flat immune to fire.
Yeah.
Are you going to go inside as well?
I unfortunately don't get that ability.
I'm
so.
giving myself 10 minutes of just flat immunity and start fighting from inside.
Right. Okay. Oh boy. Right. Gifton, and Louis Soir. You see most of your companions go into the burning building. Gifton from a distance. You sort of directing the water over there. Right. Inside, Carrick and Shaxon, are you busying yourselves with fighting fire rather than looking for people?
Honestly, probably kind of splitting between the two.
Okay. Right.
One don't want to.
Probably spraying as go, but still like looking in rooms as you're going, like basically pulling liquids over there.
Right. Louis Soir.
Yes.
You see the guards starting to move past the building. Some maintain position the moment they reach the back end of it, and you can see for every 4 guardsmen or so, you see ones that are wearing lighter armor and have these strange sort of silvered robed sleeves coming out from beneath it. And you watch as royal mages start to try and combat this as well, casting what look a lot like to be guys that like spells. You're not entirely sure what it is, but they are producing water.
Anybody want to join me?
And Gifton, actually, yes, in fact, you do see royal guards coming from, over here. And it's only 4 guards that run up to you with one of these mages who's watching what you're doing and just gives you a sort of affirming nod and essentially joins you in doing the exact same thing.
Yep, I will take their direction. If they tell me to hit someplace, I'll hit that place, but I'm basically just doing what I do until I get told otherwise.
They seem to look over at the blaze and they just tell you, keep attacking the middle floor. I will dampen the top.
I will nod and do as they say.
Yeah. Okay, for those inside,
torrential rain. Good luck,
everybody.
Yes.
Fire hose.
You don't breathe, which is very handy because it is very, very smoky in here. You can still feel the searing heat though, and there is fire, lots and lots of fire. I'm going to. Are you going to try and? What's your search pattern here?
I'm going to yell out for people, consistently. Just, hey, is anyone in here? Type of yelling.
Okay. Are you going to try and stay away from areas that seem particularly ablaze, or you're trying to stick to the lighter flame areas, or are you being more reckless and going through them?
I am going to try to go through areas that seem stable enough for the moment. I'm going to try not to run into a giant fireball, but I am going to try and cover as much as I can.
Right. From you, I would like perception checks at disadvantage.
Okay.
I will also like the saying from Shaxon and Carrick, you can do it at normal.
Okay.
Now, out of curiosity, if I'm wearing the goggles of night,
It's not
does
helping.
that affect
No.
things? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Disadvantage for you as well, Shaxon.
Okay.
You said perception?
Yep.
You said me as normal as well before, so.
Sorry, I phrased it badly. I said Shaxon and then Carrick. I want you to, yeah.
Okay.
Separation.
Advantage also.
No, you're doing normal, Carrick. Amazing. Okay. Right. Carrick and Shaxon, you start trying to spray down the interior here, where there is water coming in through the windows now. And it is
occasionally a fish.
It's putting out fires, but because of line of sight issues, it's hard to see, and it's just sort of spraying in, in a gush. It's not targeting what needs to be targeted.
The floor, so at least
yes.
The floor isn't going to catch.
The floor is creaking rather worryingly now, and you do hear the sound of splintering timber off deeper into the library itself, and you can actually feel water dripping down from above as well, from the mage directing it up above. And as you're running around...
the library should be made of stone, just saying.
Yes. Each of you may account for your various resistances. This is the fire damage you'll take just moving about.
Okay. I'll be a little slow. I just found out my character sheet had a bunch of stuff wrong with it.
Until Telde, you are moving through some of the book rows here, although there is not much in the way of books left at this point on this floor. Just burning columns. You see off by one of the rows the library's, what's the word? Receptionist is not the correct word.
Front desk.
The
librarian.
The librarian?
Yeah.
The greeter?
The greeter man. The greeter man.
Bibliophile. I don't know.
The greeter man is on the floor. His outfit looks singed, although it's more by ambient heat rather than direct flame. And he's definitely covered in, ash, soot. And he seems to be unmoving.
Okay, so this is the part where I have to ask the question about Dimension Door.
Okay.
Willing creature.
Yeah, that's what it
is.
The question.
He cannot be willing because he's not conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the big one.
All right.
Conscious is not consent.
Thank you. This is the PSA.
He is in medical care.
Glad we learned that.
Yeah, no, that's what I want to ask, just to be sure. But I am going to shake him, or rather, I'm going to approach and attempt to shake.
You approach over to him, and you're able to get up to him. If you want, you can shake him. Give me an investigation check, please. Actually, a medicine check would be far more fitting. You're just giving him a cursory glance. Yep, medicine.
Okay. Just standard, no disadvantage?
Nope, you can see him clearly enough crouched down. Okay, he is alive. He is breathing shadowy, and you don't think it's actually the air in here that's done him in. It looks like there is a wallop to the back of his head.
I am attempting to rouse him simply. Just
shaking does not rouse him
somewhat. All right, so in that case, I am going to have to pick him up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It is very appropriate that I will attempt a fireman's carry.
Yep.
And then I am going to put that speed to use and try to
zip him back outside.
Get to the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shaxon and Carrick, you see Telde running with this man over his shoulder in a traditional carry, heading for the stairs. And then Telde, you should be okay for this, but it's going to happen. So I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let me see. That's not the one I need. It's making sure I know. Okay. Oh.
Wow. I mean, thankfully, a natural one is not a failure, and you are able to fault yourself safely as you feel the wood beneath your
Why is that
feet.
turned on?
I was just say, I think the +9 is not supposed to be there. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it should only be the 18.
Oh, in that case, joyous days. I mean, unfortunately,
Alec gets to do something.
Yeah, I'm not there.
the floor gives way
I
beneath
don't know
you.
why it's turned on.
Actually, what is it without? Because you've surely got a bonus, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 17.
Plus 17. That's,
Yeah.
You rolled a nat 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, the floor does in fact give way beneath you. Your weight combined with his life,
Water
but still
and everything.
heavier frame. The basically the floor is not coping well. You hear the cracking of timbers beneath your feet, and you are going to plummet with him. You want to feather fall him?
Yep.
Feather fall the guy, not Hilde.
I'm feather falling both.
I'm going to roll a d100, Carrick, and this is purely to determine your distance from Telde because you've all fanned out through this building.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. If I'm within range, I will.
And this will
Well, if
be.
you're trying to cast it either way. I'm guessing if I'm not within range, I still burn the spell points.
This will be your range. Oh, okay. You are able to do it.
Nice.
Right, yeah. Telde, you feel the floor give way beneath you, and there is a sickening lurch as you start to drop, and then you hear Carrick incanting something, and then you are suddenly drifting down slowly, and you land on the first floor. And you are then able to very easily move out with the man into the street.
I will essentially either heave him to people or kind of put him out not terribly far from the building. The point was to get him out, not to get him far away. So kind of hope somebody else will take care of it for the moment, because I'm going to rush back in.
Okay, very nice. Right, we're going to get to you in a second, Corvus. I just need to make Shaxton and Carrick. Do either of you have anything that helps with inhaled toxins and that sort of thing?
My vestige actually has a inner air supply.
Okay, marvelous.
I have saving throws against being poisoned. That's the only thing.
Right.
I'll check the exact timing on that. I have 1 hour, so yeah, I'm good for a while.
Yeah. Okay, Shaxton, you actually do feel that sort of smoke inhalation sort of searing your throat and lungs, and you activate that to combat it. Carrick, you will have advantage, but I do need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you are focusing on putting all this out, but you feel that horrible feeling in your throat, that quick inhale of breath that sears your lungs and makes you choke briefly.
So that's a fail.
That is a fail.
I'll burn a legendary save.
Okay. Isn't it sad to do that for 1 point off?
Yeah, but better than seeing the side effects right now.
Yep. Okay.
I have 4 of them, so.
Right. You do take in a breath, and it hurts, but you manage to fight off. You're resolute. You don't let it affect you. You keep going. Right, Corvus.
Yes.
You're going into the poison room. Yes.
Yes.
Right. The moment you step out of the portal, you are going to take
Fire damage and radiation.
this much fire damage.
What's your HP?
As it is an inferno in here. There is not clear space. It is burning. There is fire lapping around your legs. Do you have your mask on?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give you advantage on your Constitution saving throw.
I get advantage on it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh.
Okay.
Do you have anything for that?
No.
And immediately the burning ashen air, even through your mask. It's less the particulate, but you feel that searing of hot, burning air. And you are going to take an additional damage. All right. Okay, you are in fire. I'm not going to say you're on fire. You are in fire.
I'm in fire.
What are you doing?
Man is on fire.
I recall that the room was stone.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay. The plinth of the stone. The radiation stone.
Yes. Give me a perception check if you're trying to locate it, because it is hard to see in here.
Okay.
Especially when you only see in black and white and everything's white from fire.
Smoke and yeah.
Yeah.
My character sheet closed. There it is. Right.
It's
Perception
rebelling.
check.
It doesn't want to look.
That.
Okay. You have to feel it out more than see it out, because you basically have no fucking visibility. Your hand moving to the plinth, you feel it, and you feel the metal that the stone was planted on, and then you feel where it is empty. The strange glowing stone seems to be gone, whether it's on the floor or what, you're not sure.
The cabinetry with the books and scrolls.
You wanna try and make your way over to them?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's not going to look. He's just going to rip them open and start throwing things into the haversack.
Right. Do you have anything to handle fire?
No, I don't.
Right. While you're moving over to those, you're going to take the damage again, and I need you to make another saving throw.
Okay.
Wow, 27 again.
Wow, you're consistent.
And
Also, you're not anything burnable in your haversack, right?
No, the haversack's completely empty.
okay.
Okay, good, because the flames will go in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is another fail. Right, so that as well. And we are going to see. Alright, Corvus. You feel that one of your pant legs is actually catching a light. But you are at the cabinet, and you reach to check the glass area first.
Yeah,
At first you think maybe the glass has shattered because your fingers meet nothing, and it wouldn't be surprising in this heat. But as you fled around, you don't feel any books. And as you move your arms about, your arm suddenly hits one of the open cabinet doors, and indeed the glass is shattered, but the doors have been opened.
Corvus minds think alike.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see shit, so there's the other rooms, but they're just the magic rooms. The schools of magic rooms. This was kind of the big.
Yeah, this was the secret knowledge.
Yeah.
Out of character, I'll point out you have no idea if anything was in there that is stuff people didn't know either.
Right. Yeah, that was just the secured room, and then there's the secured plus room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to. I can't do an action, can I?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to cast this, and every bonus action he gets, he will get health back.
You'll have to do a concentration check, though, because you're going to be constantly taking damage.
Yes.
I know. I have advantage on those.
Okay, we are going to leave you for a second.
I considered doing that myself.
Alright, Louis Soir, Gifton. Louis Soir, you are getting the neighbour buildings. You have managed to make sure that nothing is called out alight. The buildings themselves are dampened down. You can see some sort of smoking, the vaporizing of water from the sheer heat. But with the mage and Gifton's efforts, the fire is actually being beaten back on the outside. It's no longer threatening the neighboring buildings. You've secured them essentially.
How does the fire look over the library?
Over the library.
Yeah, has it actually managed to get to the roof of the library itself?
No, the roof is not aflame.
The other mage was doing the same thing I was doing, but he was targeting the top of the library, and I was targeting the center of the library.
It looks like the third floor is no longer. You could see the beginnings of fire in there before, and it is no longer the case. The third floor and the roof are fine. There is still the red glow from inside the second floor, though, and the mage does seem to be redirecting his efforts there with you, Gifton.
Mm-hmm.
So they're having to shoot up into the building.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to swoop down on the big group of mages and ask if anyone wants to take a ride up to the second level and third level to get a better angle at it.
Okay. There's some alarmed sword drawers when you actually come down with Tessa, as the Royal Guard don't know who you are. And they seem to be trying to protect these mages. And the mage that you actually come down near is stops his water doing, and you see him taking up a defensive posture. The sort of beginnings of movements of counter spell casting. And their ease doesn't reduce when they hear your accent either.
You want to go in the fire instead, Louis Swan?
And one of the guards actually goes, "Who are you?"
If I can speak straight. Louis saw the guy, a gal. I know General Rizal, and I've been helping his adventurers with things in Zaha. I'd rather not see anything else catch fire, so I'm willing to help you, or I can go back to what I was doing. Your choice.
Before you stay grounded, sir, we don't need your help. And he turns to...
I'm looking at who said that.
Mm-hmm. Who is now looking away from you, addressing one of the other guards, and just goes, "Inform the captain that there is a Noran flyer in the vicinity of the library." And one of the guards nods, and he actually takes off back towards the castle.
And I'm hopping off Tressa, and I'm walking right up to him.
Okay. I need you to make me a... It is a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw? Okay.
Casting whole person on you.
Yes, you suddenly find yourself paralyzed. As the mage in this group actually casts hold person. The guards hefting up sword and shield and starting circling around you.
Can I see this?
No, you're way the
yeah,
fuck
you
down
are
here.
over here. He was working over here.
Yeah, I can't help you. Sorry, bud. I'm over here being a good girl. I shoot water where I'm told.
And
This whole person prevents speaking.
Yep.
It's paralyzed. All you got is eye movements.
Yes, unfortunately,
you can't actually move your eyes. You can just see. That's about
Technically,
it.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the castle guard are not the military who are aware of you.
Mm-hmm.
A separate branch, yo.
Right. However, you do see, there are a few mages scattered along your line of vision. You do see some of them casting on others at this point, and those that have been cast on taking to the air. As flight is shared and cast amongst them.
Mm-hmm.
And they do start throwing water inside. Shaxton and Carrick.
Yes.
It is starting to get more wet and hot in here. In fact, you have to be careful if you go anywhere near the windows because there is a risk of actually being knocked down at this point.
Yeah, just something you
Yeah.
slammed in the face.
I'm sorry. Basically, me and one of the mages has a fire hose, and we're just spraying it into the
Telde,
building.
you search about the rest of the building, able to actually look through the second floor more in depth this time, and you don't find anybody. Do you want to search the third floor as well?
Yeah, I'll go up to the third floor before I head down.
And the third floor itself seems clear. The only problem is you do have trouble accessing the second floor's back rooms. Because these are the locked and warded areas.
Yeah, so I can't just dimension door through either.
And you can try if you want, You want to try?
Bust some rooms. Try.
I guess what I am going to do now is not that.
I was about to say joyous days.
Pick a lock.
Yep, I'm going to attempt to pick the lock.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure what I need to roll on for lock picking, though.
I believe it's handled by sleight of hand most of the time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
or if you have thieves tools.
there's actually a thieves tool.
I do have thieves tools.
Okay, give me.
All those with decks, I think.
Yep, thieves tools decks for me, please.
Maybe if you have the advantage, I can't remember if that's part of the toolkit stuff.
Where is it? There it is.
Okay. Alright, Tilde, you easily pick this lock, and in doing so, you actually see what looks like to be the mechanisms for a mechanical trap within the lock itself, which you are thankfully able to disengage and disable in the process. You spot them before it goes off.
I am going to be a little hesitant, but if I believe I've disengaged the trap and lock, I'm going to attempt to open the door.
Okay. Alright. You push the door open. 1 second. Nothing alarming.
Second mechanism activates.
1 second. Nothing alarming, I promise. Nothing alarming here.
Go to the bathroom, don't die.
And then a klaxon goes off. Something literally alarming happens.
Okay. Right, that's right. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, which you should be in good condition to do.
Alright.
Unfortunately, not good enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Tilde. There is a pop, disorienting change in temperature and pressure, and you are in darkness.
Interesting.
The floor beneath your metal feet feels stone, not the woodwork that you were previously on.
Okay. I've been transported somewhere. Do I feel heat anymore?
No, it's actually quite cool. The only heat you really feel is from the residual heat of your metal form, which is rather hot.
I will attempt to use the wonder of goggles of night.
You cannot see.
Okay. In that case, I will attempt a minor illusion.
Okay.
Just attempting to create a little light.
Okay. You try and create an image in front of you. So let's shed off some light or something.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm incorrect. That does not actually let me create light.
It does not, no.
In that case, I will still do minor illusion. I will attempt to. Actually, no, there's no point in doing minor illusion in that case. I was
I
thinking.
really like the idea of you casting minor illusion of a torch and then being really disappointed.
I would say, do you have a torch and Presty? Because that could work.
I don't have Presty, no.
Unfortunate.
But I do have. I will pull out my moon touched short sword.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Right, which sheds a bit of light, I believe, right?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
Concernedly,
15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15.
Concerning, you cannot see anything.
That is kind of what I was attempting to check. But, I will attempt to move forward.
Okay, you step forward. How are you doing this? Are you just going to walk forward? Are you putting your hands out? What's your method?
I'm going to have the sword somewhat forward, so hopefully it will tap a thing. And I'm kind of bracing myself somewhat as I'm moving forward.
Yeah. Basically, what
slowly.
most people would do when they're trying to move in pure darkness and they can't see. You start to edge forward cautiously, sword out in front of you. You hear someone go, "My arm!" as you step. No, you don't hear anything like that. What you do hear after what you think is maybe about 20-ish feet is the clink of your sword against stone.
Okay. I only hear it. I still don't see anything.
You do not.
Alright.
And we're going to leave you to think on that for a second.
Okay. I was about to click something, but yeah, that works.
Corvus.
Yes.
Yeah, this is getting real bad.
This man is on fire!
Give it to me.
No, I'm telling you, this is getting real bad. What do you want to do?
I have true sight and blinds. True sight. True sight. True sight.
True sight, which doesn't let you see past obscurations.
Doesn't let me see past things.
So smoke and things like that don't work, and blind sight only lets you like still get like vagueness of movement and stuff like that. If something's obscured, it's nasty.
Actually, it all depends on what kind of creature you are and what your blind sight is supposed to represent, because they basically consolidated a whole lot of stuff into.
Yeah.
Basically, what's going to happen? He's at the first case. There is nothing. The plinth is empty. It's a semicircle of cases.
Yeah, and I believe it was an octagon of a room, I think.
Yeah, octagon. So he's just going to run through the case line, just confirming to himself that it's all gone.
Right. When you say run, are you basically just doing like you're not fumbling about for stuff? You're just like keeping your arm out, trying to press in, moving real quick.
Keeping his arm out, checking all the doors.
Go find all that broken glass that's just shattering from the heat.
Yeah.
Put your hand into that.
Okay. As you start to move, you're on fire. Your clothes are catching the light. Your burny damage is actually going to increase.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you're moving, I want you to, of course, make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and I'm making 2 now because of my other thing.
Your concentration.
So half of 36 is
15, 16, 17, 17.
16, 18. All right.
Well, there's 18 even.
Probably going to drop it, but I should have told which one was.
But it doesn't matter.
I'm not. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter. I think you failed both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I didn't look at the results, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yes. So you're going to take another chunk of damage. This is going to be accompanied by a level of exhaustion at this point.
Let's see.
But you are able to run around the room real fast. You don't get completely clear in this time, but every cabinet you touch feels empty. And your knees actually batter into the open doors of the lower parts of the cabinet as well. You can hear the crunch of glass beneath your feet. And at this point, even if the books were there, the condition of this room, they would be ablaze.
He's making the end circuit, he's just going to take his sword out.
Do you actually want to complete the circuit? Because I said you can't make it all the way around in this action. Do you want to do an intelligence check for Corvus?
Yeah. Normal.
Oh, at that point, I'm not going to advise you. It's up to you.
Yeah, he's going to make it to where he can make it and have that thought of, if there is anything, it's gone, or it probably was taken at this point.
It is up to you to decide whether it's at that point or you need to finish the circuit to make you up your mind.
Mid circuit at the point where you told me that I can't go any further, and he's gonna pull his rapier and go to the well outside, not in the well, but the courtyard.
All right.
Maybe going to the well would be a good idea.
Right,
I don't want to go.
Gifton.
I don't have a visual of a well.
Peering out of one of the empty portals is a blazing Corvus. His outfit is aflame.
Redirected the water into him.
Yeah, you're gonna gouge him. Okay.
An entire freaking river stream.
Corvus, you are knocked off of your feet and actually carried a bit as briefly.
There's bludgeoning damage actually associated with this.
Oh, there is. Can you roll it for me?
You may be heavily reminded of some time when you were under
25 feet, and let me see. No, let me see. 2d8 bludgeoning damage, I think it is.
Okay.
How far am I flung?
25 feet.
30, 25 feet? Okay.
25 feet. Yeah, sorry.
She goes, oh shit, Corvus, and then immediately follows by a second, oh shit.
Then I'm redirecting it back to the thing. Sorry!
Do you want skidding damage, tumble over key turtle?
Well, you just get carried by the water for a little ways. That's what it is.
That is associated damage, I guess. Yeah,
that's just the associated damage.
Are you reminded of a time when you were underground and somebody set off some explosives?
Maybe.
No, I just figure startling, a man on fire appears in front of me. I'm putting out fires right now. I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna redirect it back up to the thing.
Okay.
And I got this stressed look on my face looking at the other mage. Like, my day is not great.
You wordlessly putting it back and pretending like she didn't do it. Just
the other guy.
Yep.
You actually see Gifton, the mage that you've been working with, doesn't really turn his attention away. You get a brief flicker of his eyes to watch what's happening, but he's focused. Until one of the other mages actually starts approaching with a couple of guards flanking him, and doesn't come all the way over, just within 2 easy yelling distance, and goes, "Parsifal, the flames are abated. We're going to check inside. If you could stop the stream." And you just see him nod, lower his, and just sort of start to redirect the water that was already moving overhead back towards the river.
I will look to him and go, "Same thing?"
Yes, please.
All right, and I'll start helping.
Right.
Sorry, Corvus.
He's just sitting on his ass.
You scared me. You get scared, you get water.
Noted. Thank you.
And as the Parsifal lets the water go back into the river, You see him let out a sort of sigh of relief.
I'll give him a head nod of yeah, and let him go do his thing.
And you see his eyes actually praise you a little bit before he goes, Lady Greystool, I presume.
An honor to be recognized. I'll give a slight bow. Parsifal, I believe.
Yes, High Mage Parsifal of the Royal Court. Pleasure.
An honor, sir.
I believe we should check inside.
I nod. And,
Is your friend in need of aid?
Corvus, do you need some healing?
He's fucked up, but he's not doing anything. He's just sitting there.
You might be dead. I was on fire and I've been pummeled. What the shit is my day?
All right, I will reach down to pick you up, and I'm gonna slap you with some healing at the same time.
Save your skills for others who are more important than you do.
You should get those seen to. Burns have a way of festering, and
I'm a doctor, I know.
Oh, I like how broken this is. Thank you.
Yeah, they updated something literally on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I cast Cure Wounds, and I'm casting it at level 3. Taking away a level 3 slot, it would be blah 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 blah. It's a bunch of hit points. I don't think it's really gonna matter because I don't think Corvus is gonna take more damage right now. Please don't take more damage right now. And
if you find anybody, direct them to me. I'll
the
take
doctor,
care of them.
Lord Adolescent.
Yes.
Right,
How did you put yourself into the fire?
I had my reason.
And
well, I'm gonna shake my head. I'm gonna walk towards the library.
And
one of those doctors who wants to experience everything, so he knows how to treat his patients.
Parsifal moves along with you. You following along, Corvus, or are you guys going to sort of stand there?
He's prepping for any injured. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Medical. Whatever they're called. Triage.
All right. So we want to move a bit in closer just so you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to come to the front, probably. You at least part way follow us. Yeah. Is the librarian at the front door?
Tilde, you deposited him out front, right? Yep. He is. He's actually being tended to by what looks like to be one of the guardsmen, who is likewise lightly armored, although doesn't seem to have the same fancy flair of his robes as the mages do. Actually, does seem to be just a clerical type healer, and is looking over the librarian.
Do you need any aid with him?
No, he seems to be okay. I'm directing the healing energy through him. More concerned about his lungs than anything. Although that bump to his head might leave some side effects.
Well, I will. Well, I can help clear that up a bit if you'd like.
Certainly. The quicker the better.
Well, I'm gonna throw that because it's easier than caster Luster's Restoration right now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
and as you're doing this, one of the other standard armored guardsmen comes up to Parsifal and goes, "Sir, we've apprehended a suspect. A Noran flyer was lurking around the building. It was descended towards our men."
Must have been those evil Noran people selling down the river.
Was he riding a griffin?
Yes. You spotted him?
He's with our group. He traveled with us to town. He arrived on site with us when we heard about the fire. He wouldn't have been here before.
You vouch for him then?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I like the
She says through clenched teeth.
I did actually clench my teeth because that would be great.
And you see Parsifal look at the guardsman and go, "Have him brought round. Release him." Sir, yes. And the guardsman actually goes around the back of the building.
Sorry for the trouble.
It's no trouble. They were just doing their jobs. Well.
Cora's gonna kneel down to the greeter, make sure he's okay.
Yeah, with Gifton and the healer here looking over him, he looks like he's okay. You do see what are now the remnants of nasty welt healing on his head. Then
looks like somebody got a concussion.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which is not good. You know that's not good, Corvus, but there is actually not too much the magical healing can do about that. Beyond debating anything that happens further.
I gotta drill a hole in his head to let the blood of
to release demons, yes.
Wouldn't we generate help in some way? I mean,
Shaxton and Carrick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You, with the help of the mages that have now actually come in through the burnt out windows, have successfully put out all remnants of the fire. There is just that sort of light smouldering, that misting of evaporated water, that dripping noise, the creaking of wood. And as you're sort of looking around, you did see Telday come up here again. And he's most certainly not here.
I'm gonna start searching around. Well, okay, he fell through, he came up, and he didn't fall back through.
Mhm.
Can you fill your spells? Like, do I know I still have, because that's got, no, it's not concentration.
Might be aware you.
Doesn't it get used? Doesn't it get expended when it goes off when he touches the ground? I thought it goes away when.
Oh,
you
what,
touch the ground.
Oh yeah, friend.
Yes.
Yeah. When it touches, yep. Okay,
Yes.
so it
Yeah.
would have ended anyway. So,
So yeah.
Gonna. Are they flying around, or are they like?
No, they're actually walking in here. They flew in through the windows, and now they're basically moving around, making sure any little smouldering embers are dealt with.
The nearest one to me, I'm gonna call for sir, ma'am. Have you seen a Warforged in here?
When you're addressing, actually, he pulls down their hood, and it does seem to be an elven female. And she goes, "Warforged? No. Why, do you believe someone was in here?"
One of our companions was in here, and after the falling, looking at the hole through, and coming back up, he doesn't appear to be here anymore. I'm gonna start looking around, because I know that there are things going on in this place, because I've been near.
Well, keep an eye out for him. And she actually waves to a couple of the others. Check the upper floors. You check the lower. And they actually do start looking as they're going about their other duties. You want to try and see where he went to? I mean, there's tracking the floor. It's actually very easy to see where people have been walking in here at this point.
Yes, I will try to track him.
Yeah, while he's starting that checks, he's going to just try the sending thing, see if that works.
Okay. Yep, you send the sending out.
I'll say if we're going to start investigating, I'll help investigate.
I was going to say, what do I roll for?
Yes, it will be investigation.
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, both of you without much issue. You've succeeded. It's a DC 20.
I failed. Can you roll that?
Both of you, without much issue, actually track his heavy footfalls over to where the locked door to the arcane rooms are, and it is ajar. It is open.
It was a room.
I am going to mage hand.
Okay.
And try to. I'm going to stand back and try to push the door open, because
it's
I don't trust anything.
It's a heavy door. It's at the basically extent that you mage hand, but you do manage to slowly push it open. It does seem to get stuck at a certain point. You think maybe the wood's been warped here, but yeah, you're able to push it open, see inside, and there's more fire in that corridor.
More on this decanter, and I'm gonna
Calmly pull up decanter, start fighting.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not gonna yell, because I don't really want to attract attention up here right now.
Okay, right.
Because I don't know what's actually
What's safe and what isn't.
Actually, if one of us is decantering, I'm going to cast my daily detect magic. I know this is gonna probably make me go blind, but I cast detect magic.
Okay, right. You cast detect magic, and yes, lots of magic. You can see there are actually still wards on the door you just pushed open. Looks like there were some that have been triggered, and all the doors in this hallway are bright to you. Shaxton, there's fire in here, but it's not as ablaze as the rest of the building was. Seems like it circumstantial in this hallway. But worryingly, Carrick sees it glowing because of magic. you see this great big door at the end of the hallway seems to be glowing with heat.
Do not enter through that door. It is still warded. But some have been triggered. Can I figure out what might have been triggered?
By pointing going as it was got enough heat behind it, I think it'd be very bring some problem to open.
Gonna look. That's a familiar door, ain't it?
Yes.
Yes, we saw that door.
I'm just making sure it's the door. Definitely do not open that door. It may cause other issues. There is a thing in there. Or was. I couldn't
That's
tell
the
you what's
poison
in
room.
there. Yep. Can I make a check to try to figure out what's still active and possibly what was triggered on the door?
Yes, you can do an Arcana check. I'll ask you to define which one of those things you want to do first.
I will start with what's active.
Okay.
Because I want to avoid setting anything off that could harm us while we were trying to figure out what happened.
Right, go ahead and
normal?
give me an Arcana roll. Normal, yes.
I would say I would be concerned about the door that's glowing because when that breaks, there's going to be a gout of flame that comes through that hallway.
What is still remains on this door seems to be a alarm spell and something you suspect that if you come in contact with the door will leave a magical tracking signature on you.
Okay. Is it
Lady Gentle?
glowing? It's glowing from heat, correct?
What, the one at the end of the hallway? Yes.
How far? I actually never remember how far this actually is. How long is the hallway?
It's about 20 feet.
Are we able to spray from here? Because I don't remember. I don't have my decanter next to me.
Give me a second.
Yes, you can spray that far.
I'm gonna try hitting the door and seeing if it will cool it down at all. Because actually, intelligence check before I do.
Yes.
To see if it will actually possibly
Make the door rupture and explode?
exactly.
Intelligence check.
Although,
I will let Shaxton have advantage on this check if he wants to ponder the same thing because of your line of work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Roll horribly.
There's a little more methodology in your line then.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah, you both think it'll be fine.
Excellent. So proud of both of you. Thank you.
I love this.
Oh, jeez.
Do it! Spray it!
I should.
Close that door down.
Yes. And
One of you's gonna do it.
you were both
He's gonna try it. Both of you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Did not foresee this happening.
Oh man, I didn't realize you were playing Backdraft tonight.
Backdraft.
Alright, so you both start spraying it.
Yep.
Alright. So immediately the air starts to fill with steam. And there is a strange noise. It sounds like contorting material, metal creaking. And then there's a noise that might actually be familiar to Shaxton. He might have heard this before. That sound of splitting.
Shaxwell, as it is clearly doing at that point, he's always something. Oh.
Yeah, and that's the most you can get out before the door ruptures.
Yep.
And oh my fucking god. Many things happen at this point. One, there is a gout of fire that surges down the hallway, which I will need dexterity saving throws. You're not going to be able to avoid the fire, but this is for you basically trying to abate your landing.
Okay, Marcus, those two pictures you linked, the first one was Corvus coming
And
out of
I'm
the
afraid
building.
this is very high DC, as this is immensely destructive force for this. Carrick, that is a failure. I will tell you it's a DC 25. If you have anything to bump it up for either of you.
Oh, am I allowed to flash for genius twice?
No, just once, I'm afraid.
Okay, no offense, Carrick, I'm bumping myself. So I could up to 26.
Okay, right, so you are going to take half damage from the concussive stuff. What about you, Carrick?
The only thing I have is
Legendary
to use
save?
another legendary save.
Okay, right. So you're both going to abate the concussive damage. This is the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unrecognized command because I spelt roll with an F.
Whoa.
Hole.
Refall, yeah.
Before laughing.
Okay. That's 67 fire damage. Thankfully, I think Jackson's immune and Carrick is.
I think
Uh,
Jackson takes half.
Oh, the other way around. Yeah,
No,
immune.
I'm straight up immune.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
Faction's immune.
Okay, right.
Oh, nice.
That's my activated ability. Is the I get 10 minutes of just flat immunity.
And a little worse, you're both halving this, thankfully. Oh! As not only is there a blast from the sheer change in pressure, the metal door parts come surging down the hallway.
Wow.
I'm gonna point out I'm resistant to all bludgeoning.
Right, that's good for you. So half and half.
So I quarter that. Oh god, I need a freaking calculator.
It's.
I'm just gonna go 279
69.
by 4.
It's 69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
It becomes
Yeah.
139 to have it again. So.
But I had it up with a fire inferno tornado room.
And
Is that a loud enough boom that all of us?
oh my
outside
god,
have
you
have a
do
moment?
hear this from outside.
Certain.
Yeah.
Big
And
metal doors
then-
slamming around.
And then this is going to trigger most of the magical wards in this hallway.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm really glad that I failed that save earlier.
Yeah, did you get like locked in a magical doom
probably
room
got
or
phased.
something?
Hey, you're in like I think you're banished. I
You're
think
like in
where
a
you
pocket
are.
dimension, yeah.
Yeah.
My guess
Locked in a
was
stone
maze.
box.
My guess was maze.
One second, I need to find what was on these doors. I didn't expect to be actually checking these notes.
They're probably
Sorry,
tied
did you
to the
expect
schools of magic.
competency from your players?
Hey, look, you guys handled the fire really well.
Until we forgot
Well,
the fire
most of the fire,
dynamics.
except for this fire.
Yeah. There's a very specific part of the fire we just failed utterly.
I guess we all have to rewatch a Kurt Russell movie.
Where is it? Where is it? Where
Would
is it?
have been fine if
I've been thinking I really should have flashed a genius the first insane. But oh,
it
well.
would have been fine if someone who was standing in the fire had put it out.
Let's see.
I
Yeah,
think he had a way to do it.
Also, based on the image that Annie linked, I'd like to point out I have claimed bottom left.
Bottom left.
Bottom.
There it is. Okay.
Ta-da!
admittedly, I like the bottom middle.
All right, so there's a series of saving throws that everyone's
Right.
going to be doing in that level.
First of all, there is going to be a level 3 fireball. Actually, quite near where you guys are near the entryway. There's only a level
Nice.
3 one. This is the stop messing around warning one. So dexterity saving throws from the both of you.
Aren't you glad somebody's
it's not
immune
how
to
you do that.
fire?
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's
Right, half that, Carrick. And then quarter.
So-
Yeah, quarter.
That.
Yeah.
And then
quarter.
Kronos just ignores it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So I may as well just skip the roll, save some time.
You do see what appears to be a force cage momentarily appear and then vanish on one of the doors further down the hallway. It did actually indeed. As the force cage is hit by a disintegrate beam.
Oh no!
It's like the mousetrap thing where they all just start flinging off.
The best part is those rooms actually didn't have any of the knowledge that
Further
you would expect
down,
would be inside them.
I
It
don't know
was
if you
just
guys
crap.
particularly see this because I imagine you're scattered and ringing heads, but there is a resounding crunch as one of the doorways, a spectral fist just seems to appear from it and just smack right in front of it into the opposite wall.
You know the best part
Can they
is
find any of the doors? Because this would be great.
This will be a thing.
we're at the back. We're at the back end still.
And then perhaps the actually alarming thing.
as you both become petrified.
No, they don't get hit by something like that. There are some spells going off here that don't have a visible effect, by the way. But you are not in place to be hit by, so I don't describe them. But the hallway is then suffused in a dim greenish glow. Light spreads through the hallway. And I need both of you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, because I was just say I can't counterspell, I'm guessing.
No, I'm afraid not.
No, but I have the other half because someone was an idiot.
Did have the spell?
And didn't swap. Yep.
Oh, thank God.
He didn't swap to his other spell.
Okay, and Cadix. Both of you fail.
I will. I will use legendary save.
Okay, you're using legendary save.
I have a question. Is this all happening at once?
You're gonna flash genius.
Yeah.
What's your plus?
Yeah. 7.
7. Cool. You will save then. Right.
I was just wondering because like you can only do.
Yeah,
7
because he already did a legendary save.
You can do as many legendary saves as you can in a round. It's one per save.
Yeah.
I was more or less thinking the flash of genius, so I wasn't sure how much
that
do
one
that in a round.
It's okay. We're a little out of round anyway, and I'm gonna be nice because you guys were just hit with 279 points of damage.
That would have actually almost killed me.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean, to be fair, if I took the full damage, I'd be dead outright.
Right. So you do not suffer the 4d10 radiant damage or the level of exhaustion, but this glow is still here.
Is that everything?
That is everything that happens that you can see.
Okay.
Your heads are ringing. The place is on fire.
Again.
First thing I'm doing is we're gonna try to
Spell magic. Okay.
6th level.
Okay. Good. Right. You dispel it. The green glow vanishes.
That was ringing a little too reminiscent of what was it? That fuck. I'm gonna start putting the fire out. Don't get
That's right. Did you say all that? And all Shax is hearing is mop.
I was going to calmly put a hand to his own shoulder and.
Okay. You guys do that. Tilde.
Yes.
You swear, like really, really muffled. You just hear a.
Somebody farted.
The sending have gotten to him?
He did not receive anything.
Okay.
That's what I thought. All right, I'm going to attempt this, or maybe I won't. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You touch yourself.
Yes. I already went blind, so it shouldn't cause me any more problems.
Happy to announce that you are neither poisoned, deafened, paralyzed, or blinded, and you can't see shit.
All right. Well, it was worth a potential shot.
It's a good way to eliminate all the options on the table.
Yep. So in that case, I will continue to attempt to traverse this.
You're gonna trace around.
Area. Yes.
Okay. So you start moving about, keeping your sword basically touching against this wall. That horrible noise telling you stone, stone, stone. And you don't hit.
Actually, you know what? I am going to take out a second sword.
Okay.
And tap somewhat the floor ahead of me as I am also
very
tapping.
smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's this horrible scraping sound of the stone, the sword against the wall, the occasional metallic tap of sword against stone, and you walk in a circle. You think it's perhaps 40 feet across entirely, and it is actually a circle. There are no corners. And you do not meet.
Become president.
Yes, you are in a office that is shaped much like what do you call them? A donut.
Circle.
Oval.
But yes, you do not meet any corners. And after a little bit, you think you may have actually gone past the point you started. It's a bit hard to tell.
And it doesn't appear to be any...
You do not meet any different material, and it seems to be...
Yeah.
It's bumpy, but there are no seams or anything that you can feel you touch.
All right. I am going to stop and attempt to divine, or rather calculate, where the middle would be.
Okay, I would like an investigation check.
Okay.
Investigation check to discover the middle of the room. Right, it takes a little bit of work. You've really got to count your steps and so on, but you think you figure out where the middle is. Takes you a few minutes.
Okay. I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to start singing to myself.
Okie dokie. Okay.
Oh, sure. Finally, you decide to reach for your lull inheritance.
Oh.
Glad that you were in your darkest place when you decided to go for it.
Literally.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm just like this. What the hell is going on?
It's okay. You the thing that hunts by sound will totally find Telday now.
Okay, right. You start singing. Cool. Louis Soir. Louis?
I'm here. If I suddenly cut out, it's because there are people screaming and yelling outside.
Cool. You were starting to be hoisted up under your arms and led towards the keep before a guardsman actually ran up to the group and went, he's with the Tarnstead lot. And there's a few exchange glances, and the guardsman goes, he's to be released and brought round front. Well then, the mage actually lets the spell go, and the guardsman holding you release your arms.
Oh, punch.
You see Tessa actually unstiffen at the same time. And then she is angry.
Yeah, I'm whistling and catching her attention before she beats someone to death.
Yeah, she actually does go to lunge towards one of the guards before your whistle halts her. She's thankfully well trained when it comes to matters of battle. But she is puffed up, she is flared out, she is clearly pissed off. Whether it's because she was held or the way they were handling you, you're not sure.
Oh, it's the way they were handling her.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm just giving her that.
But the mage that actually casts a spell on you sort of tilts his head a little bit as a sort of acknowledgement, and you feel that's probably the most he will give as way of an apology.
I'm just matter-of-factly in Noranian as I'm walking away. All actions have consequences, gentlemen. Next time I might not decide to help you. And I'm just going to walk away with Tressa keeping her close by.
And as you walk away, you hear the mage actually relaying what you said now in Baratheon to the other guards. And there's just a couple of chuckles before you hear the clanking of their armour as they start to move to their own duties. And you are able to head round front with Tessa.
Baratheons. And Louis still in full Noran. Just laying it out.
Yeah. And Louis, you do hear the thump of an explosion. As do you, Gifton.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And you, Corvus.
Wonderful.
Oh no.
And Parsifal looks actually alarmed, and
I'm gonna start running in. Pardon, I think my friends are in there.
And he starts running along with you, and he's actually just reaching out and brushing his fingers against you and Corvus, and you hear him mumbling some arcane words, and he takes the air. And is heading straight for the second floor windows.
Yeah, I'm flapping up. I'm just going to manifest the wings and flap up.
Yep, he has cast flight on you because he wasn't quite aware of that. But nonetheless, Corvus, you have it on you.
Half second later.
Yep. And Louis, you come around with Tessa and you see your allies raising into the air.
Corvus looks like shit.
Yeah, Corvus.
You burned out your entire outfit, basically.
Yeah, he has like tatters on him. It's not particularly dignified.
You didn't have like a standard backpack, did you? Because I bet you that burned off at some point.
I've always had the haversack.
Okay.
But everything but the mask is pretty much scarred to hell because he had no magical gear.
I'm saying, did you have like a components pouch or anything like that? Because you said you had absolutely nothing in your haversack. So
yes. So that's gone too.
That might have burned a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine so.
I don't know if you break all your shit. I'm just saying that it might have burned.
No, I was just trying to kill you.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna flap up.
Your stuff might need repairing, but it is intact enough, holding together that we're not going to bother with your inventory.
Right.
No, I was just saying it was probably singed looking. I wasn't saying it was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna flap up and go in.
All right.
I'm hopping on Tressa and flying up to the second window and right behind where Gifton and them went in.
All right. You're gonna.
I assume the windows aren't big enough for Tressa.
Not for her, no.
Yep. So I'm going to hop off and tell her to go perch on a building nearby and listen.
Okay. Right. The group of you basically launch yourselves up into the second floor of this building. Immediately as you come in, you can actually see towards the back, past ruined shelves that have basically collapsed into ash and cinder. There is a blazing inferno coming from a familiar doorway to a lot of you, where there are mages actually spraying water into it. Shaxon and Carrick, there is water coming into here now.
I'm gonna stumble up to my feet and.
Shax is going to basically, because he can't fucking hear at this point from that more than likely, is going to do ascending Carrick, just saying, I think I have gone deaf for the moment. I cannot hear anything.
Yeah, I should actually probably inflict a deafen condition on you guys for a bit. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Can I see into the door?
Yeah. That door is it's gone.
Familiar thing that I see in that room.
You see fire.
Do I see the rock?
You do not.
Okay.
I assume you're trying to use the draconic blind sense, which fills the auras of things. You do not feel anything.
We're gonna kind of.
However, even with the fire going on, you realise that all of the doors in this hallway are open. Or gone, I should say.
Yeah.
As in fact, a lot of the walls may in fact be buckled. There is some crumbling stonework.
I only lost 120 health roughly. It's fine.
The rest of you up there, do you want to run to assist these mages? What do you
I'll run up and start assisting the mages.
Within decent order, you are able to put out the fire in the hallway, although when it comes to the end of it, the inferno there is so intense it's hard to even get near, and there is quite a bit of time where they are just standing in the hallway throwing water into there, which, remembering that room was mostly stonework, is astounding that fire is blazing as strong as it should.
Problem with stone fires, they get stupidly hot.
I am going to do a dumb thing. I'm burning my last wish spell for the day. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. And I am using it to cast Elemental Bane. Elemental Bane is a 4th level spell. It basically gives I choose a damage type, and actually, never mind. Elemental Bane hurts people. I thought it was the warding type.
That's
never mind. I was trying to think of what the one for.
So what?
Is it absorb elements?
Creatures are you choosing, Corvus?
Yeah, never mind. I won't do it.
Mages in the area.
Protection from energy.
Yeah. mages in the area, and if I can see Carrick and...
You can if you come into the hallway, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one you're looking for, Sam.
I'm looking for protection from energy. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just
I will cast.
You can only do this on one target.
Yeah, I can only use it on one target. I will cast it on Percival. I will grant him protection from fire.
I am going to get out my...
Looks like you're in charge. Now slap that on.
my thing, and I'm going to scoot up to the first door and peer inside and see how if there's fire in there.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sam. It's a bit of a waste, but I can't think of a way to be able to really stop you in character because they wouldn't know what the fuck you're doing.
He already has it on.
They already have it on.
Yeah, I had no way to know, so I'll just be like, slap it on him, and I'll be like, here.
It gives you a sort of confused look momentarily as he does not actually recognize what you've cast.
Protection from fire?
I already have it. Different nation's incantation?
Yeah, sorry.
No mind, I appreciate the thought. Oh, God, this blasted heat. What a... and yeah, they are going to continue trying to douse that room. There is billowing steam coming out as much as there is heat. What do you want to do?
Can I...
The first room.
As Carrick is moving forward, Shax is going to shakily get up and start following forward.
I'm going to make a hypothesis or educated guess. The stone room is on fire. There's no actual burning material. It's probably has some sort of secondary fuel source, probably an oil or maybe alchemical fire, and grease.
If I seal off the room, would it kill the fire?
You had to seal off all the oxygen. Yes, the air.
What type of check is it to try to figure out what people are saying? Well,
it will be we're going to do a disadvantage perception check. Trying to read lips.
You don't have observant, do you?
Nope.
You're not sure what the fuck they're saying, Carrick.
Okay.
I'm going to.
That was more too.
I'm going to slap down. Yeah, I'm saying. I'm going to say. All right, I will try to seal it in, and I'll just start casting wall of stone. I can make some 10-foot panels. I could seal that room up.
Okay.
It would have to burn itself out, but it will eventually die.
Are you just doing the doorway?
I'm doing any openings to that room. If it's the doorway or whatever, like I want to try to cut off whatever it's gonna do.
Okay.
I look over Percival. Is that okay with you?
I don't see us containing it otherwise, so go for it. Yes. Wait. Any of you good at wind magic?
Yeah.
9.
I know you. Wow.
A bit, but I don't know if it'll help.
I'll ward it. You trying to deprive us of oxygen? See if you can get it out without burning us all.
Can Corvus get to Saxon and Carrick seeing the disorientation?
Yep.
Okay. Saxon.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
That is better, thank you.
Yeah. We heard it from outside, so I figured as much.
Yeah, you are both no longer deafened.
That'd just be one of us, because it's...
Yeah, it would just be one of us.
You're not casting it on both?
Well, I can, if you want me to.
It's not down to me.
Slot. Yeah. We should probably get out of here.
I can explain that I can cast wind wall, but I don't know if that helps. So
we should probably get out of here. We're needing to snuff the fire out that may be burning from a secondary source.
I don't think it'll snuff very well.
Trying to block off. I could wall of force that off.
Actually, the wind wall will be useful. Get the wind wall up. I'll try and draw the flame out, and then you wall force it.
All right, I will swap I'll just use the same thing. I'm going to use the level spell that I was going to use for the wall of stone.
Okay.
I'll just do it at level 5.
All right.
So do a level 5 wind wall.
He nods at you to do it, Gifton, and he holds his hand out to you as if to hold you steady, Carrick. Stop you from doing that right away. And as Gifton puts up the wind wall, he casts a spell that actually starts to draw the air out of that room. Mm-hmm. Which goes through the wind wall decently, and the wind wall helps abate some of the flame that would follow. And once you feel this sort of incredibly hot air flowing out through the corridor, he sort of clenches his fist at you, Carrick, as if to give you the go-ahead.
Slam the staff down and wall it.
Okay, and you water force the doorway. Immediately you can see, yes, it's an invisible water force, right? Yes. You can actually see the fire starting to flicker and die down, not rapidly, but it is no longer growing, it is reducing.
While that's happening, going to check the first of the now no longer existing doors and see if, there's fire inside the side room.
There is not.
Is there anything in there?
There are, indeed.
Books.
There are, in the first room you check, what looks like to be just a glass-faced cabinet at the far end of the room, and a couple of chests in here. These are not big rooms, about 10 feet deep, 10 feet wide. Which, 10 feet wide, side by side, there are many of these rooms on the 20-foot corridor.
No way in hell I would have kept the concentration on detect magic with that one hit. So,
I would love to trade notes with you on magic sometimes. That was quite interesting what you just did there.
Oh, certainly. Perhaps after this is all done. That might take a little while to die down.
Yeah, it might.
You were here on site first, right?
We came on site. Telde informed us the library.
That is Telde.
Where is Telde?
There were wards. I didn't get time to check the ones that had been triggered.
Corvus looks around. Does he see any magical active wards?
Not at this point, no.
Not anymore.
All of them died.
The door, the entry into the hallway.
What is Telde? Why is Telde? Corvus, how did you... I didn't even see you. How did you...
Corvus shakes his head.
Okay.
I'm going to check the main door to see if there's anything I can...
Yeah, Telde told us he saw fire breaking out at the library. We had issues we had warned General Roselle about earlier in the night. And I don't know how this happened.
Did you see anybody leaving the site?
Mm-mm. We arrived and immediately set to work on this.
Well, Telde was the first here.
Yeah.
Then we must find him at most haste. And he's going to look through the other mages here and go, fan out through the building, try and detect him.
I checked the wards triggered on the main door.
He looks over towards where the main door was, and there is not anything there anymore. Do you know what kind of warding it was?
I only checked the ones that were still alive. There was an alarm spell and some sort of marking spell active.
Blast. With all else tells, we have diviners back at the keep.
Has anybody ascertained if Lady Gentle is okay? Is she at her estate?
We have not had cause to check for Lady Gentle yet. We were worried she was here.
No, I haven't seen any sign of her. And if somebody attacked the library...
Right, and he's actually going to put his finger up to his head, and he sort of turns away for a second, and you can tell he's probably casting a sending of some sort himself.
Mm-hmm. I can't do anything right now. I'm doing a wind wall till the fire is completely out. That's what I'm doing.
I have a few men heading towards her estate now.
Hopefully they're careful. Would hate for another explosion like this to go off.
You think someone might actually be attacking her?
Maybe.
Section, would you accompany me? We're going to check her office.
Sirs, I'll have to ask you not to. He's come under attack. This is no cause to rummage through her things.
To make sure she's not in the Zar.
My men are checking the building.
Alright.
Yes, we should focus our efforts here and trying to find Elda, I think.
Yes, I would like it if you found your companion. I'd like to find out what he knows.
Well, without the door, there's no way to tell what magic was on it.
Why does Shire take so long to go out?
Well,
Probably.
he actually glances through the doorways in here, and he looks towards the heated door. No way of really saying which way the fire originated from, but it feels like this was the most intense area.
Yes.
And
whoever it was wanted to make sure her private collection was completely destroyed.
So a little odd that the doors were closed and the fire passed through them anyway. I suspect that there may have been some magical or chemical means of keeping it ablaze.
Would be chemical.
So we have men to investigate that such matters as well. He seems to hesitate briefly, sort of looking around the lot of you.
You want us out of your hair.
I'm trying to decide whether I should be following protocol or putting you to use. You have a reputation, a good one. But technically, you shouldn't be here at this point. No, I don't know of you. And he looks at you, Louis-Roy.
Yeah.
He's
Hopefully
new.
you won't. And Louis was actually turning around and walking away.
Your Noran friend you found
You
before?
already arrested me once tonight. If you want to try it again, go for it.
And he quirks an eyebrow and he looks over at you, questioning Gifton.
I believe he was detained, I said.
Yes, an unidentified person, armed and with a large creature that spoke Noranese.
Yes, I
At the sight of a natural blaze.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious. Understandable.
I would offer him my apologies, but I suppose he doesn't want to stay around to hear them.
It wouldn't matter.
Perhaps it is best if you disperse and look for your friend. If you want to look through here, feel free, but try not to disturb too much.
I'm afraid I am greatly spent magically. I'm not sure what else I can do to look for him.
I'm gonna ask GM real quick. Can I leave the range of the wall of force while I'm concentrating it, or do I need to stay?
You can actually go out of range of it, yes.
Okay.
I will if the wall of wind isn't probably necessary at this point, right? So I'll let that go.
Yeah, it's sealed off, yeah.
I will start casting a scrying spell, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna do that really quick, and
of course. Looking
for my buddy.
If you bump into issues, let us know. We do have our own diviners as well. I'd be happy to put them to use.
Mm-hmm.
And
appreciate it. I would not wish to tax the local government if there is anything else going on. A missing party member is not your issue.
Tax
the beyond Jackson, beyond the usual thing of everything you're wearing, the mages do seem to have some magical gear on them. Parsifal himself is quite glowy. There does not seem to be any magical traces left here.
Jax will look still, his eyes glowing, but go, there's no magical traces left, so I don't think anything we could have gotten from Zorunes is there anymore.
Oh, actually, no, forgive me. I forgot the doors are wide open. Yes, the rooms themselves are glowing. The chests in the rooms are glowing. The books within the bookshelves seem to be glowing, and the glass seems to have warding on it. And you can detect that in each of these rooms.
We know that we know about the sending thing to Shax, right? Mm-hmm. The whole networky thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we had at least one night where he could have filled you in between.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no surprise the rooms are glowing because, again, these rooms are 10 feet across. There are 8 of them, and they are in a 20-foot long corridor all on the same side.
They're only
Yeah,
on
they're
5.
built specifically to hold all this.
I'm gonna send a message using the sending to Shax, just going. I believe she had more of her collection in those rooms. Just because I don't think he's been in here and knows anything about this. So.
That wouldn't have been something Jax was aware of. So, and Jax obviously sitting back and going, I'm not surprised. This is a very extensive, and the glass is still warded. I think that's on the 20 mark.
No look on the scry.
Let's see.
It'd be DC 25, but I don't know if he's on the same plane or if he's in a warded space. Because of I have first-hand knowledge of him, so it'd be +5, so it'd be
So I'm just going for it real quick. I hate how it compresses the text in this. Okay, Tell Day.
Yes.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah, because you won't know the source, and unfortunately, he's gonna beat the shit out of me. Yep, I can't hit him.
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
I know my spell was resisted, though.
Yes.
So that means he's on the same plane.
Yes.
All right, Tell Day just resisted my scrying. That means he's on the same plane still.
What
do we want to do? Do you want to find him or bring him back directly?
One leads to the other.
Would it be a good idea for now to step out of here just to be out of their way for now?
Well,
For this, yeah. If I do this, I probably want to do it in a safer area.
Okay.
Trying to do.
Pastoral actually pulls down his hood, and you can see sort of greyed hair. He does seem to be a human male at this point. You can see sort of not a wrinkled face, but lined.
Did he change?
Maybe. And he seems to be in his 40s, maybe early 50s. It's very hard to tell with mages with the way they can try and produce things. But he sort of looks at the group of you, and there's a slight smile on his face when you suggest getting out of their way. He goes, out of this hallway at least. I'd like it if you stay nearby, just in case we do find your friend.
Sounds good. I'm gonna tuck the wings back in with a slight flare and go, hallway, everyone. Well, I can't think of anything else I can
This
cast.
seems like a very stupid idea, but
If it is a stupid idea, maybe it's better to discuss what it is before doing it.
I can ask the empty. See if we can just bring him back directly.
And on that idea, Telday.
Hello.
You've been singing to yourself for a bit now. It's just quite nice acoustics in here. You'd expect a bit more echoing maybe, but there isn't much. But neither does it really absorb the sound in a horrid way. It's just pleasant. It's almost relaxing. But nothing's happening.
I'm going to see if I can think of any spells that would send me to a place like this.
Okay. Yeah, you can actually probably think of a bunch, including spells that just simply aren't in the usual spell list for players, because
EM spell book.
Well, frankly, there are supposed to be more spells than that in the setting of most D&D. All manner of teleportation spells could have done this to you. You might be in another plane. You're not sure. But that would actually be a lot of power just for a warded door that anyone could accidentally touch. You can't think of any spell in particular, but you know that it's possible.
I don't appear to be blinded, and yet I don't
You cannot
have the
see.
ability to see anything.
If there was no light at all, you're not sure if your goggles would work. Most dark vision needs at least a sighted sliver of something.
But even that, I have a blade that gives off light.
Suggests that there's something more happening.
Yeah.
For that,
Unfortunately, I do
a
not
14
have anything
will
that
tell you
pierces.
a darkness spell could do that.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything that will pierce darkness anyways, so...
Do you dispel magic?
Yeah, I do have Dispel.
Mm-hmm.
I could attempt that.
To be honest, as long as you roll above half, you're almost guaranteed to dispel it with your Charisma save.
Yeah, I guess I will cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic, centering it on yourself because you know how big the room is. It should be able to hit most things. And targeting what you think might be the darkness effect, it vanishes. The light of your sword now giving you enough light to be able to see in this room. And yes, you are in a cylindrical stone room. Looking around, there's not much in here. It is literally just bare stone. It looks like it was carved out magically. You want to look around?
As a person who's played Prop Hunt...
Do you look up?
I look up.
There is a wooden trapdoor above you, like actually directly above where you're sitting, which is why Yuli was laughing hysterically because she thought you were moving to the center of the room to maybe try and check the ceiling, and then you sat down. But yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the original idea is sit down, start singing, and think while I do this. Possibly people would hear me, and that might help, but for that moment I could think at least.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I will... Well, does it appear to be one of those trapdoors that opens downward or upward, or no indication?
No real indication.
Okay. I will start by attempting to press on it with a sword.
Okay, the sword actually sinks into the wood slightly, which tells you that maybe it's not magic wood. But it does not budge. There's that slight rattle, but it doesn't go up.
And there is no latch thing on
There
it.
There is indeed a latch. It's recessed into the wood. It's basically a metal handhold.
I will attempt to grip it. If required, I will jump.
Okay, you do indeed have to jump up.
Oh no.
Yes, I'd like you to give me a athletics check.
All right. It's a good thing that I am a gold character, not white. My worst stat, by the way.
Still good enough.
Which is probably why it's not acrobatics.
You jump up and you get your fingers into that latch, and you suspect maybe whatever is keeping this held closed was meant for creatures of a far lighter nature and not made of pure metal. As it doesn't open, but you can hear it creaking and straining as you dangle from it.
I'm going to do what you should probably not do in a situation like this. I'm going to attempt to swing and jostle it. And essentially...
I will say with this weight, it's gonna work. So you start swinging and jostling yourself about, doing that sort of bounce up and down with your arm, and you hear this sort of crunch of, you think maybe whatever's on the other side, metal holding it closed, tearing out of the wood, and suddenly it swings open. And are you going to let go at the same time, or are you going to hang off of it?
I'm going to try and jump back a bit. If it's...
I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah. Wow. It is just loving dex saves today.
You yank it open,
out your ridiculous fucking bonus.
and you let go to leap back, and this means it doesn't hit you on the head, but the collapsible ladder that's attached to the trapdoor does surge downwards and basically clip your lower body as it goes, and it's going to deal a whopping
splinter damage.
2 bludgeoning damage to you. As it descends.
Cast Blade Ward.
And suddenly there is a ladder open in front of you, and a open hatch frame, and what feels like maybe natural light coming down.
I'm going to sheath the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, yeah, I'd say I would have had one sword. The other sword would have been sheathed, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to make sure both my swords are sheathed, and then try to climb the ladder.
Okay. I'm not going to make you check for this. You are able to climb the ladder, and you come out onto what looks like to be just a small stone area above ground. It seems to be in a wooded area. There is grass surrounding the stonework. You can see trees, but also through the tree line, somewhat obscured, you can see light, the light of Wyndon. It looks like you are outside the city, maybe a mile away. You can just see through the outcroppings of the trees the light of Wyndon.
Right. I'm going to start heading toward that.
Okay.
I appreciate that you apparently were in her secret hidey hole, a pit outside town, where she sends the people that have wronged her.
You start walking out, and there's a disorienting moment as you step out from clear view, and suddenly you look down, and you are like halfway through a rock. And you continue forward, and your body comes out less easily. And as you turn to look back, it looks like there is a great big boulder.
Interesting.
Surrender is
Smart.
Lady Gentle.
I agree, pup.
You are able to head back towards the city. You're just going to walk back?
Yeah, as I confirm that I appear to be going to Wyndon, and
Yes, indeed.
I will cast a sending message to. Let's go with Shax and just say, it appears that there was a ward on that door. I am currently outside of town and on my way back. Apologies. I hope the fire is
Good.
I realized I wasn't actually counting, so
You cut yourself
I
off
hope
there.
the fire is
on.
gone.
Yes, Jackson, you received this message.
Jax will just look over and go, apparently whatever trap they set off put him outside of town. He's on his way back now. And Jax will sit back and you'll say, the fire is out. Good news. That door doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. As Corvus was just holding out his hand and was going to divine intervention.
I'm going to lightly lower your hand. Save it.
Right.
We may need it. We still have Oberon to deal with, okay? I would bring Corvus in for a
just
hug.
wanted to have a nice
Just
dinner with Lady Gentle.
Oh, I know. I really ship the two of you.
Oh, don't stop.
You yelling that in frustration, Corvus?
Yes.
Okay, well, walking out of the hallway, a perplexed look on his face is passable. Because, you yelled that. And he goes, you were going to dinner with Lady Gentle?
Yes. Earlier this evening. She's been compromised by some sort of
Fuck me.
parasite.
What? Oh.
I'm going to need you to elaborate.
Her will is not her own. She is a puppet. So your suspect is very likely Lady.
Whoever is controlling, huh?
Character's just giving a look.
Lord Talday has informed us he is coming back to town. He was spirited away by whatever ward that was to outside town into pit or some sort.
Earlier this evening, I went to go see her. Everything was above board until she tried to poison me and kill me. I managed to escape and started warning, and then we got the message that the library was on fire. So
I definitely didn't start the fire.
That's the story.
I see. I'm glad to hear that your friend is okay.
I'm assuming we will need to stay for questioning and etc.
I'd like to talk to him. I very much would. But for the rest of you, and there's a small smile on his face as he says, we're not the guard of the town. There's no real procedure we're following here. We're making sure that this fire didn't spread to... And his eyes just sort of glance Castle Woods. Mm-hmm. You already have contact within the military, yes?
Yes, I have informed General Rizal. I will bring it to any further people. I believe we have a few other contacts. We can make sure that they're fully reported in on this. I can leave Corvus in your capable hands. Corvus, do you have a spare change of clothes?
No.
Carrot,
all the clothes that she makes.
I am not wearing anything that Eric wears. Is not suitable for me. He is also very small in comparison.
I'd offer to do a mending, but I'm not sure it'll handle that mess.
I don't think there's enough material.
All of your clothes are in my house.
You only take one pair of clothing with you. Okay, well,
yes.
We have been
Sir Adeles.
Months for almost a month.
I've been washing it very frequently.
Lady Gentle is a friend of the crown. You're telling me she is compromised?
Yes.
By a parasite?
Yes, it is a grub-like thing that is attached to the base of her neck.
Do you know anything more of this creature?
No.
Yes, we were drawing information.
I was just made aware of it earlier this evening, so
I'm going to fold my arm. I'm going to fold my arm for a moment and go, that is not entirely true. There's a little bit more that we do know about it, and we have already informed the military of it. There has been somebody going around posing as Corvus Adderlast.
We have actually heard of this.
Yes, and I believe it may be connected that this person has been going to various contacts that we have, and they may have done something to Lady Gentle.
Well, he opens his mouth briefly, and then there's a grim look on his face as he looks around the burned shelves, and he says, "I will check." I can
assure you that this one has been with me for the last several weeks.
He puts his hand up and just goes, "I'm not suggesting otherwise. What I was going to say is, I will check the palace's libraries for any information on this creature. Unfortunately, Lady Gentle had the larger collection in the city, and her collection on fauna and flora." And his eyes just sort of go over the burnt shelves.
And I'm afraid I don't think that she managed enough of a collection help down in Beacon. We have a bit, but most of it was for farming and animal husbandry.
I'll put out word to contacts and see if anyone's heard of this kind of parasite.
Since this is now the topic, we also had contact with Lord Harcount.
You can see he visibly stiffens when you say this.
We are unaware of his current situation, but it was rose in our discussions prior to coming here if we should make a alert on that as well.
If you wish to check in on the esteemed Lord Harcount, then that is your prerogative.
Well, yeah.
We could also, with your leave, I am a former researcher of Medieval Hexenreich. If I could peruse some of the books, I might be able to find information that's connected with information I might be able to remember.
Wasn't out of character.
There's something.
It was Saxon that recognized maybe the parasite, right?
I didn't think anybody recognized the parasite. You just said there was a parasite.
Yeah, this is the first point you've been back with the group.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
get that information? Yeah,
You basically told us that via sending that was all you did. We
Yeah,
just found
okay,
out there is a
okay.
parasite.
And Possible inclines his head towards you for a moment, checks and goes, Mr. Rotsgala, right? Or
That is
Rotsgala?
correct, yes.
I'm not entirely sure on the pronunciation.
It is fine.
I cannot invite you in myself. You will have to petition the courts for access to the library, but I am sure you would be allowed in.
I will look into doing that.
We'll get out of your way. And the rest, Thelde, cooperate, I guess, as best as you can.
Nowadays, walking the long mile.
Yeah, I'm definitely not dimensioning
yeah.
And
I mean, given you're nearly a mile.
That's all the thing says.
Possible frowns.
Should
Corvus
I keep?
gonna take off his mask.
Should we stay in town?
finally.
Should we stay in Winden tonight to be available in case anything else comes up?
And he shakes his head slowly and goes, if you have no problem with us contacting you magically, you have enough trust from the military and the crown itself that we don't feel any need to hold you.
I know. Well, if that is all, I am quite exhausted. I'm gonna give a very deep bow. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry for the circumstances.
It was a pleasure as well, and I thank you genuinely for the help. I do extend my apologies personally to your Norani's friend as well. I will check and make sure that my men acted within their bounds.
Right.
And he actually gives you all a sweeping bow.
Jess will give a very brushful bow back.
Carrick will give a bow in return.
Fifth is gonna go outside and look for the cat.
Where did you go, Louis?
Louis went back to the window and whistled for Tessa, and once he got her, he went back to that roof that he told her to sit on.
Okay. Right. Well, it's a visible one to the window, right? So you head outside Griffin, and peering about a bit, you actually see him on the Griffin on rooftop across the way.
I will flare out the wings and fly over there.
You get quite a few stairs. There's still quite a crowd here. There are guardsmen actually outside, making sure no one comes in, just telling people to disperse below.
I'm turning the light on while I'm doing it because I want to see in the dark pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me just glow my way over.
Yeah, the guards telling people to disperse that there's nothing to see here doesn't really work too well. When there is, in fact, quite a bit to see here. And you do get a lot of stares and gasps and pointing fingers as you go up into the air.
Yeah, I go up in the air and I'll go up there and I'll disperse the wings and the light really quick and go. The gentleman, Lord Percival, had extended a greater apology and is going to discuss this with his men and assure that they are not treating foreigners in a inappropriate way. But I do hope that you keep in mind an armed griffin riding stranger flying about the city. You could have been Baratheon and they still would have done that to you.
No, when you offer help and they tell you fuck off and then put you in a hold. Yeah, that really says they care.
Did they tell you fuck off?
They told me they didn't need my help.
That doesn't sound like fuck off, though. That just sounds like they're trying to make sure that I motion around at the crowd. They don't want everybody trying to dive in there. There's sensitive information.
I wasn't trying to go in. I offered to take one of their mages up to the second floor to get a better shot with their whatever finger waggling they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told I didn't need any help. So I hopped off Tessa to discuss it, and they immediately put me and her in hold.
They may have felt threatened. You are a imposing visage, Louis.
Well, what I said to them still stands.
All right. At any rate, Felday has been located. They're
that is good.
They're going to need to discuss things in more depth with him, and they're going to begin their investigation. Would you like to go back to the airship for the night, back in Zaha?
Well, I don't think I'm welcome here, so I might as well.
I don't know if that's true.
Neither do I, but I don't feel very welcome right now, so if I could go back, I would appreciate it.
All right, well, come with me. I will take a trip down to the tree and send everybody back. I am assuming Tilde will want to stay in town tonight, regardless. Thank you for trying to help. And I will flip the wings back out and bail off the side of the building, because I don't want to stay on top buildings. I'm not an anime character. So I will turn the lights on, fly back down, and wait for the party.
And I'm going to go Tressa towards the tree.
Tessa takes off, and you can tell she's still in a huff herself.
Yeah.
She's just agitated. And as you fly off towards the tree, you can see the way her head's moving. She's scanning for targets. It's like I suppose she wants to hunt, and there's probably some sort of wanting to release some aggression.
Yeah, I'm intending on letting her loose once we get back to Zaha.
But she will go and land down by the tree as you wait for everyone else. Gifton,
I'm going to hop off of her and just pull out any brushes I might have and just brush her down and try to chill her out. Because the last thing I want is her getting too riled up.
She does that thing she does where she sort of nibbles at you a bit. It's almost like telling you off, but not really. You know, it's just like, I'm angry while you're brushing me. Fine, you can brush me. I'm just going to nip at you every now and then.
Yep.
Yes, I'm pretty.
Yes. Yeah, Gifton, you alight back on the ground. As you do so near the rest of the party, one of the crowd actually goes, Miss Angel.
It's Gray Steel. What can I help you with?
Would you be willing to bless me, ma'am?
What?
I'm setting out on boat tomorrow, and I'd like a blessing if it's no problem.
I believe you are an angel, Gifton.
Certainly. Come here.
And this young fella, he can't be older than 17, comes out of the crowd, and you can tell he's in awe. His eyes are wide, and he comes over to you, his hands clenched together, and he bows his head nearly immediately as he approaches.
I know that, and I'm going to flare my wings around him for a brief moment, and I'm going to tug out one of my own feathers, and I'll hand it to him lightly. Keep this safe. Good luck to you.
His eyes widen as you give him one of your feathers, and he clutches it tightly to his chest, and he gives you a deep bow, and he goes, I will.
Safe seas.
Thank you.
May the melody carry you, all right?
Yes, melody carry you. He says, like, repeating it uncertainly, not recognizing what you're saying, but figuring it must be what's right.
Yeah. And I go, see the world, do amazing things. And I go, I'm sorry, I must be off. And I'm like, my friends.
And as you walk away, you just hear him mumbling himself, I'm only going out on a fishing trawler.
That's great. He's gonna go see the world on the boat. I don't know. He said he was going out on a boat. He was making a big deal about it.
It's fine. The boat's gonna sink tomorrow.
No, he's gonna go. He's going after Knucklehead Trout. He needs every bit of luck he has.
He's a villager. There's not enough luck in the world.
And yet you're
Wizards of the Coast. Knucklehead Trout suck. Okay.
You're able to rejoin your companions.
Only just hit the level to actually deal with Knucklehead Trout.
Tilde, you're about halfway back at this point.
Whoa!
You're halfway
there.
All right, I'm gonna lead everybody down to the Illen tree again.
Okay.
Was that the best thing to mention to people?
What?
Everything about Lady Gentle
Now, once it was half out, we might as well get the full of it because we don't want them thinking we're lying to them.
Not only that, but if she's being used as she is, then it is a danger to many people that you use as an in.
Yeah, it is.
And it may give some recourse for a potential recovery and not just execution.
And if she's already had the parasite removed, and that would appear that we lie.
Oh. Things are dynamic.
Well, she's already had the parasite removed. Hopefully she can corroborate our story. At any rate, I am very tired and I have but these 5 spell slots left. I have one ability to send somebody through the trees, and I'm assuming it's the airship. Sorry. Carrick, are you going to go back to Beacon, or are you coming with us?
I am going to go home. I can get myself there.
All right, I'm going to give Carrick a big hug.
Hug gifted back.
Watch after my family while you're there.
Me.
I know.
And Dingus is just he's sending images of Big Bernie. His eyes were like dinner plates for most of that.
Yeah, I know, Dingus. I'm sorry, baby.
And then there's just a little message of Big Bernie bacon.
Bacon.
I'm gonna be summoned
Make meat on that.
I don't have the brazier with me. I need to get that one.
All right.
Well, I have it. I need to pull it back.
And there's a site.
Be waiting for Today.
So it'd probably be a good idea.
Best not to leave him isolated.
What did you say, you?
There's a sight preening your sort of your hair from Dingus, like he's going for your bangs and just like gently running his teeth through them. Before he sort of tilts his head, fluttering his eyes at you, and you get the little message of "We go home."
Shaxan, would you mind if I send you and Corvus and Louis through, and then I might go with Carrick if you don't mind. Carrick, can I go with you?
Of course.
I need to do more work on the airship. I need to reinstall that bit until then and then see what we can get running.
Alright, I'm going to
take that to Exenric with us.
I will open the tree when everyone is ready. And as for Telde, he's probably not going to come with us tonight because I'll be honest, he usually wants to stay around near the Warforge, and I'm assuming he's going to want to spend the night. Even after he's done talking, probably tracking down people to talk to. So we will catch up with him tomorrow, hopefully, when we do with the Oberon thing. If we get to
contact him quickly to double check to see.
Well, you can.
And Jax will take side and just do the sending to tell the.
Do we even know the Ober? Sorry.
Are you going to be coming back to the airship with us tonight, Telde, or are you going to be staying in Vinton?
Oh no, he's back in another plane where he can't receive your sendings.
Oh no.
I suppose it would depend on whether I am detained long. Do I need to speak with anyone?
Jaxel sending out here. It seems that if they need information, they're going to contact us magically, so there should not be anything to speak of.
In that case, I would be ready to return. I'm still on my way.
Jaxel quietly nods out. Just look and go. Tell they would like to come with us back to the airship.
Okay, then we will wait here for a while.
Telde may or may not have looked at his wrist for some reason that no one can determine.
You settle down. It's at least a nice area. The garden here is well tended. The grass is nice and cool in comparison to where you just were. The chill night air is actually a bit of a relief. Telde, you make your way into Wyndon and back towards the library, I expect.
Takes everything you got.
Yeah. And as you approach, one of the guard that they've dispersed the crowd by now. There's still a few stragglers sort of nearby, but the excitement's died down. One of the guards sees you approaching, and they seem to recognize you as they sort of wave their hand towards you. Lord Telday.
Wave. Greetings.
High Mage Parsifal wishes to speak with you.
Oh. All right. I suppose I will go speak with him.
And he leads you out front of the building where Parsifal is actually talking to some of his own mages. He doesn't seem to be scouring the building interior himself now. He's just relaying information with people. And you're led over to him. This human turns to you and inclines his head briefly, politely. And goes, Lord Telday, I was told that you were one of the first of your group here.
Yes, I was in town and I saw the flames. I informed them of them and then rushed here.
Did you see anything untoward, anything that might indicate what happened?
Unfortunately, no.
Blast. You've any idea of the whereabouts of Lady Gentle? You've checked her dwellings and she's not there.
I would suggest speaking with the librarian who is here. It appeared that he may have been incapacitated by someone.
We have taken him into
Possibly.
the castle grounds. He's been given good care. The moment he wakes up, we shall be talking to him.
It is possible that he was left there in an attempt to silence him.
And the best part was he was actually home. Corvus had it specifically knocked out and dragged to the library for the fire, and he basically yelled for Cassiopeia.
And he sighs briefly and goes, nothing else of mention then?
Unfortunately not. I was merely sent away when I attempted to ensure that there were no other people trapped in there or sources of fire.
A shame, but hopefully some of the surrounding citizens may have noticed something. We're getting information now. So thank you for coming to see me. You are unharmed, I hope?
Only minor.
That is a good deal better than it could be. And he just reaches his hand out to you. It was a pleasure to speak with you.
I will shake his hand.
May I ask a personal question?
I do not see what would stop you.
Do you have much magical aptitude yourself?
I have some, yes.
I really hope this does not come off as impolite, but does your form interfere with that at all?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Certain metals, iron in particular, can be disruptive to the casting of magic. I don't know what you're composed of, but in general, do you have any difficulty casting?
I have not noticed any difficulty, but at the same time, I have always been made of this.
He just seems to nod briefly, as if considering something. Thank you.
Of course.
In that case, I will leave you to your night.
You know where the others are?
I believe I saw them heading off and down to the southern gate.
Really, it takes a lot of effort to sigh, given the lack of breath. But,
well, I mean, if by now Telday doesn't know how we get back to the airship, I cannot help him.
All right. Thank you.
He looks a little amused as he just bows his head again before turning to address his mages once more.
I'm gonna head that way.
Alright. You are able to stomp your way through the streets. And it's taken a while, guys. You've been waiting maybe half an hour. How have you situated yourselves?
Gibson's cuddled up with a tree and she's singing a song to Ellen.
Ah. You look drunk.
I'm gonna.
I love you,
try to
tree.
join in.
You're gonna join in with Gifton? Are you also hugging the tree?
No.
I'm like just like cuddled up against it.
Oh,
like,
you're just leaning against it, cold up against it. Okay.
I'm like
Sorry,
sitting on the
I was
ground.
picturing
like,
you with your
slumped
arms
against it.
around it.
No, like drunkenly singing. No, I'm like cuddled up, sitting down. Just kind of like me, just using it for sport. I'm tired.
Dingus is like trying to be along in tune with you.
Corvus is doing.
Oh, he sings with me.
Every now and then, if you hold a note, there's just a little. Yes, totally. You see your companions all sort of, around the area, not entirely clustered, but busying themselves, relaxing.
You ready, Telday?
Apologies. It appeared that they actually did wish to ask questions at this time.
Yeah. All right. Opening up the tree then. This is my last spell for the day. I hope.
Let us simply ignore any attempts to contact us over the next several hours.
All right, but if I get abducted by the Fae after I open this portal, I'm just dead. Okay. just write it off.
We will save you tomorrow.
Maybe I'm gonna open the door and gesture through.
Okay. Lois.
Go there.
Yeah, I think that's Shax, Corvus, Telde, and Louis are going to Zaha.
Mm-hmm.
With the with the birdie.
Yeah. Okay. Right. They are able to go on through. You see them vanish, Gifton.
All right, I'll open up my hand for Carrix. Your turn.
Let's just do it here. I'm gonna pull out the stuff to draw the circle, and
You're drawing the circle out here.
Yeah, because it disappears after you use it when you use the chalk circle.
All right, so you what are you drawing this on? It's a dirt path out here.
It's you need stone, a clear stone platform.
Do you want to head back into the gates?
Well, is there a little bit of cobblestone road right here? Can we do it on
No,
that?
it's a dirt path out here.
A 10-foot circle on the ground. It doesn't need stone or anything.
Yeah, you can just draw in the dirt.
Okay. Somehow the chalk adheres to the dirt.
Yeah, that's how the chalk hits it. Is really the special part. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming it does.
But yeah,
Okay, so
I would say you basically gouge out the sigil in the dirt with the chalk. So all the ritual needs. And yes, you do your teleportation circle.
And then we go home.
Right, and you go home. You are let out by the guards, and you're able to go your separate ways if you want.
Yep, I'm gonna go to my house, and he's gonna go to his. And I'm gonna rest. I'm going to rest. I need to rest.
Okay, right.
I hate everyone. I need to rest.
I'd like to rest, please.
You just climb into bed with care. You don't even wake him up. Just
Yeah, I'm just gonna be there. That's just what happens.
Okay, and
I slam dunk Dingus into the nest with Dazzle, and then just go right to bed.
You threw him to the wolf.
Eat.
Okay, everyone is able to settle in for the night.
I'm letting Tressa loose.
Yeah, she'll fly about, and she lets out her anger on the shoreline. She actually tries to dive for a fish near the shore.
But I'm making sure I'm pulling her barding off first.
Mm-hmm. And you are all able to rest eventually.
If Telda was willing, if Telda was willing before Jax goes to pass out, he was actually going to take the time to reinstall the docent.
If you guys want to.
Yes.
Corvus will just.
You need to sleep.
Yeah.
You really do need to sleep. That's the thing. Is it's like
Corvus. Corvus just need.
Corvus just need.
Corvus is going to hug Telday and says, "I'm going to get a drink." Then
Oh my god, you hugged somebody? And I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm so mad. So mad.
Telde, somehow the imposter Corvus has followed you back. They're not behaving right. Yes, okay, you are able to hug the metal man and get a drink.
Towdy.
Towdy.
Telde.
Oh, Towdy.
Not
okay.
Towday, no.
You said Telde.
Yeah. He's just going to a Hexenreich and
She's
says...
probably asleep in her bed.
No, she's awake. It's a hard time.
Yeah, it's a hard time.
Yes, she looks a little concerned, more by your appearance than anything.
Yeah.
But yes, you're able to get a drink. She'll spend a bit of time with you. And Shaxon, you get the docent reinstalled into Telde, and you are able to activate it. Telde.
Yes.
There is a sort of brief feeling of connection inside of you. Circuits reestablishing themselves, shared consciousness, much like the first time it's activated, many thousands of years ago to you now. Before a familiar voice comes into your head and goes, "Hello, sir."
Excellent. It worked.
Were we successful, sir?
Yes, although we have not quite finished that process.
But we made it.
Indeed.
I'm so very glad to hear it, sir.
It would not have been possible without you.
You managed the last stretch on your own. How long was I gone?
5,000 years.
Sometime.
I hope it was not too terrible for you.
Oh, it was quite restful.
Actually, better.
Of course it was. Well, you will have to put up with me some more then, I'm afraid.
Don't worry. My brother has annoyed me enough. I'm quite used to it again.
Perhaps I will get along with him.
I can only fear.
It's good to hear you again, sir.
And you.
And he falls silent.
How nice of him. It's nice to hear you.
broke him.
I'm going to stop talking now.
You broke him already.
God damn. Freaking warranty.
We've been trying to contact you about your extended warranty.
Jackson, it looks like the docent has activated successfully. You can see the light on it, a light in Telde's chest.
Jax will calmly start getting everything working okay.
Pure so. I do not wish to overly tax it at this moment.
That is fair, though. He should be basically back to full working order. I did everything I could, and it seems I was. I'm not sure, but you should see if he has any gaps in memory. I was able to restore as much as I could, but I have fears that there might have been things I missed. I do not know.
Tell him I have forgotten much.
He doesn't.
It appears he has forgotten much.
So that is unfortunate.
Unfortunately, I do not remember what.
He appears to be as useful as ever.
Okay. Alright, Jackson, you are able to get Telde, back together, and you do feel the lateness on you.
Yeah, Jax will go, well, as if we have you all put back together, I'm going to go pass out.
Yes,
Unless
thank you
have a
for
requirement of sleep.
thank you for taking the time.
I want to get done sooner, but things kept getting in the way. You have a good night, Telde. then Jax will kind of politely usher him out of the room and then just go and pass out.
I really do hope
Start
that
the
there is
process of
not
getting
another
the arm off.
fire again. just walk away from his room going, man, I really hope there isn't another fire.
Just go to open Corvus's door and go, I hope there isn't another fire, and then slowly close it, and then go open it again and go, it would be really inconvenient if there was a fire.
Alright, you are all able to rest, whether it be through the long sleep or your sentry mode. You catch up on some very much needed sleep time.
Passed out on the table.
Yep. Until morning breaks in Wyndon and the sun comes near to setting in Sahar.
Yep.
Gifton, you are awoken by a surprised Care, who actually screams like a girl when he wakes up to somebody beside him and not expecting it.
I'm here to have my way with you. Shh. Stay back down.
There's less scared screaming, but some still alarmed screaming. Clearly an act put on. But yes, Care will spend the morning with you. Blackheart, I'm afraid Carrick does not get quite the same greeting. Talia is still a little huffy when she awakens with you. And you get you're going to be helping me in the morning.
Yes, I figured I was going to. I'm actually start by cooking breakfast.
But she will come around during breakfast, and she's just pleased to spend some time with you. Louisois.
Yes.
You are awakened by something rather unpleasant, which is Tessa delivering breakfast to you, which is a rather large fish that she seems to have caught that is plopped straight onto your chest.
Trying to shove it into your mouth head first.
And then she squawks at you.
I'm looking down at the fish. What did she bring me?
It looks like to be a very, very, very big tuna.
Oh, that's like 60 pounds right there. Ow, that had to hurt.
Yes.
Crap.
Really?
Like minimum 60 pounds.
Thing.
She squawks at you again.
Okay, so that's where you found it. Okay. Jeez. This is a big one. And I'm going to push the fish off, sit up, and go, grab her by the head and go, good girl.
She puffs proudly.
There's going to be fish guts all over the inside.
Yeah, and now she's going to start turning into it. Every now and then she offers you a bit that she's ripped up.
I'm actually going to move her toward, since I'm down on the bottom, I'm actually going to grab the fish, and she's going to fight me for it.
Yeah, she squawks at you angrily when you start moving it, and she does start tugging back.
And I'm going to drag her towards the door, so it's an easier cleanup later on. Tessa, here, eat it here.
And when you finally need to lower it there and let it go for her, she decides that she's done sharing. She picks it up and she sort of flaps out to a nearby rock.
All right. I'm going to go find stuff to start cleaning up.
Yeah, as you're doing that, you see she's ripping out chunks of meat from the fish, and she's like doing this deliberate movement as if to waggle the meat she's holding at you, like near, before swallowing it down. As you clean up watching your bird eat breakfast.
Yeah, I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to eat one of my rations before anyone else is really closing down or getting up, as it were. It's daytime. Where we end up today.
Ignore that.
That's a really bad spell.
That is a very empty spell.
I'm actually remembering to swap to the spell I've been meaning to. Finally.
And once she's done, I'm going to get her cleaned up too.
Okay. You can clean her up. You can go have a sort of shoreline saltwater bath if you want with her. Not the best, but You know, it's something.
It's not the best, but it's. I'm not letting her bring awful and reek back into the ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get chewed for the. Actually, during this mini downtime, before anything happens, I'm actually taking her into town and buying some fragrance and bringing it back real quick.
Well, you can set off to do that. Can't really say you can do that before everyone else is up.
Well, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you can head off into town. Telde, you're sort of stirred out of your sentry mode by a crewman walking by you. You get a few nods. Telde actually waves very happily up at you as she goes by.
Good morning.
Morning. And then she actually just hammers on Corvus's door and goes, "Wakey, wakey!"
No.
And
I
then
think you need to do it louder.
No, I'm up.
and she
Definitely louder.
she grins a little bit, and then she actually knocks a lot more politely on Jackson's door.
Jackson, I will be up in a second.
Okay. Is Carrick around? Is he gonna make breakfast?
Oh,
He and Gifton stayed in Beacon tonight to see their families.
Oh, then she just sort of wanders off.
It's like, oh, well, the usefulness of you people just went out the window.
Yes. After some.
Our crew know what it's about.
Yes. The three. Well, Jackson and Corvus can get breakfast on the ship. Cooked up by the crew. It's not bad. It's just not Carrick.
Okay, Carrick made us a disappointing meal last time he cooked.
Louis,
we're boycotting Carrick's food until he gets better.
The hell we
No,
are.
I'm not doing that.
Louis, while you are able to obtain some fragrances in the city of Alazem,
Okay.
and you can get
I'm
some.
also picking up coffee.
Yeah, you can get some coffee there easily.
Yeah, no, I'm picking up coffee and bringing it back.
Yeah. Oh, you want to bring some back?
Yeah.
Little. You're getting.
I'm grabbing beans and whatnot.
You're getting beans. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You can
Don't
get.
we have a crate of that already on the ship?
It's not his though.
Oh, that's true.
And
Yeah.
I also know where the probably know where the good stuff is.
Maybe. I mean, you know how to identify it at least at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Carrick had it once. You probably get her.
Yeah. Yes.
Just know.
You can return to the ship as others are eating. Telde, don't know what you want to do with your morning. Do you want to mime eating?
I don't know. I'm just going to awkwardly stare at all the people who are eating. I know how much they really appreciate it.
as you're doing that.
Especially Corvus.
As you're doing that, you hear the little voice in your head going, "Don't you miss it, sir? The taste of juicy, succulent food in your mouth."
You still like
Particularly
donuts.
The docent remembers.
I can hardly remember it.
I'm sure, sir. Such delightful taste. You know, you could do it again.
No, I cannot.
You cannot, sir.
No, I do not have that at this time.
There's a moment of silence in your mind,
Forlorn docent
which
right
you,
now.
you recognize as the docent's equivalent of a face palm. Before you hear, "I would quite like that ring, sir."
I thought it would be best that others be able to try as well.
No, sir. Be more selfish, sir.
Certainly. No, I don't care.
You hear in your head. Alright, you are all able to have breakfast on the airship. Talia and Carrick have a lovely breakfast at home. Gifton,
I have chaos.
you have chaos, which is some lovely time of care, and then when the kids come in to wake up Daddy, they see that Mummy is there as well, and there's some excited screeching. This is the pseudo dragons, and the Greysteel household is as it should be.
It's a lot of redheaded screaming and yelling and
Yeah.
happy.
Yep.
And,
Your parents are happy to see you. They ask after how you are.
yeah, I tell them doing all right. I do warn Karen and the parents that may be adopting a child.
Kate actually looks over at the amount of children you already have and gives you a sort of disbelieving look.
But they're older. It'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, it's more fun to make them, though.
Oh, it is way more fun to make them.
When do you have to go?
Probably pretty quick. I gotta meet up with everybody, and then there's the whole thing of I don't know when I'm supposed to go summon Oberon, but I've got to go summon Oberon. So thing.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Hey, honey, I'm having an easy day. Don't worry about it.
Should...
I was expecting a little sputterhead though.
Do you want me to come with you?
I'll be fine. Anyway, it'd be good if you were here keeping the kids safe,
Yeah, he just reaches out and squeezes your hand with a look of concern on his face, but he nods.
I got ways to run away. Don't worry, I'll be okay. And he's really chill. He's really nice. The last time I talked to him yesterday, it was fine.
Don't know if that's actually particularly comforting.
It really isn't. I'm really rethinking the whole idea that I had where I was like, hey, we make nice with Oberon and then we try and get into that, armory thing. And I'm after talking to him, I'm just kind of thinking, maybe make nice with him and then go see this other Fey lady. That might be a murder idea, I think.
He cracks an eyebrow out and just goes, wait, after talking to one Fae, you want to go find more?
Well, we know the level of crazy he is. What if she's supposed to be nice? She's the one on Illin's continent, so she doesn't quite. Haven't heard any bad stories about her. I mean, she at least hasn't killed another Fae lord or lady that I know about.
Well, you know best, he says with a. Where
also, I've got that ring or that coin I have. Apparently, is a token of hers that if you use it, she has to grant you a favor, and that's at least some leverage. I mean, what right now, looking at going, okay, what does Oberon want? And I'm a little scared.
You don't have to do it.
I mean, don't I? I mean, we need to get in. I guess we could just sneak into the armory, right?
You could
Remember what happened
take a pass on this one.
Into the library.
Everyone else to do it.
Snuck into the library.
I mean, the other thing is maybe the armory isn't that important. I don't know if you. I didn't tell you. The Lady General's. She's got controlled by some sort of mind worm. Corvus. There's 2 Corvuses, and one of the Corvuses is crazy and trying to do bad things and kill people.
Yeah.
And he burned down the library and
steal Fardo's.
Yeah, that's the one that stole the Vardo. Anyway, but that Corvus blew up the library in Wyndon last night and caused a big city fire and took Lady General.
Oh, lords and ladies.
Yeah. So, I mean, all that's going on, and they want to send us off to Hexenreich to go do relief aid, and it seems like there's just so much stuff going on. It's just, I don't know.
He actually frowns a little bit more, and he looks down briefly before he just squeezes his hand again and goes, we miss you,
I know. I miss you too. I'm doing this so I can come home, So that's why I don't know. Maybe we don't need the armory. I mean, maybe we should just. I'm supposed to go see the gods soon as well.
Still have that to do.
Yeah, the gods have decided they want to grab the group of us and talk about something, and they haven't said what it is. So there's that. There's the spark. There's the There's a lot of things. Like, I just feel like I maybe made a bad move trying to talk to Oberon. I really shouldn't have done that. Oh well, I'm gonna try and get through it. We'll be okay.
Well, we're just waiting for that moment when the end's actually in sight, right?
Yeah, someday, right? Oh, by the way, current Corvus is apparently like the child of the Dreamer, so yay that.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Apparently the Dreamer made him as a result of copying the other Corvus, and yeah.
So
That's why he's all nice.
wait, so are you on like good terms with the Dreamer?
I don't actually know because it's not. It from what the Dreamer did with the one Turtle was living their own life. It's just the Dreamer gets to like. Maybe it's like reading a book, like when you read a character story, you know. So Corvus is living Corvus's life, and then the Dreamer gets to read it after, maybe, right?
Maybe, I guess.
I don't know. I don't understand any of this stuff. Why can't people be normal? Like us, we're totally normal.
It'd be nice if we could just ask it to fix everything.
Yeah. I was actually thinking it would have been nice to just ask it, you know, what we need to do with that big hunk of metal that it sent us. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back when I can, sweetie.
Okay.
Kiss.
And he kisses you back, and he hugs you very, very tightly. There might be a little bit of a butt squeeze.
Oh my.
And he will actually then take your hand, and he's going to walk with you to wherever you wish to depart from.
Teleport out. Yep.
Yeah.
If I can get a couple of days off, hey, I'd like us to come and take the kids through, and maybe mom and dad, and go check out the night markets in Zaha.
Oh, I think that'd be lovely. I'm sure they'd. Is it safe there for them?
Love it. Haya was very adamant that it would be very safe for them.
Okay, well, she's a good girl, so I'm sure.
Yeah, I think she's a good girl, and she'll watch after her brothers and sisters.
Oh God, what is our life?
Chaos is what it is. Absolute, utter chaos.
And
all right, I'll be back soon.
And I assume, Carrick, you will likely be heading to the teleport circle yourself.
Well, I'm gonna take us to a tree so I can teleport us.
Yeah.
I have to teleport us to the ship so we can teleport circle everybody off the ship back to Wyndham, and then we'll do that step because I'll cast, then Carrick cast, then both of us go down one spell slot. Yeah.
In that case, you meet up, and Talia actually comes out with you as well. Carrick, she sort of keeps your arm wrapped around her own, and she waves at you, Gifton and Care. And you get some sad farewells before you're able to tree walk to the airship.
Yep, tree walk to the airship and be like, everybody ready to go to Wyndham?
Have I returned yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, you can all be done with breakfast at this point. Milling about. Towdy waves at you joyously as you come through the tree.
I'm going to scoop Taldy
Carrick makes food.
And how is the finest kobold I have ever met?
Depraved? No, not depraved. That's the wrong word.
Oh, you're depraved.
What's the?
I can take you places.
What's the Brassian word? Lacking.
Deprived?
Deprived of Carrick's cooking.
I have also been deprived of Carrick's cooking, but at least you were not inflicted with my own.
And she actually points at you, Carrick, and goes, "You gotta come back and cook."
I
Either that or you gotta take Taldy home with you. Those are the options.
I go where the food goes.
There's 9 dragon eggs back home.
I know how to take care of dragon eggs.
No, but I'm hoping they hatch soon.
Hey, how many dragons live at your home?
Just the 2 of us. Well,
that's a big clutch.
And the 2.
Yeah, they're gonna have their hands full.
Claws full.
You don't, in fact, at all have any aspirations of being a dragon nursemaid, do you?
She scratches her head a bit and goes, "Never thought about it."
Carrick. Told you totally need to tally up for this.
Do not
Trust me, if I could get somebody my scale to move in and help with mine.
I mean, you
my parents
did.
are already
You have
abused.
parents. I do not believe we would argue with having some assistance.
Well, if it pays well, pays well, there's good food. I consider it.
Good money and good food. Gotta hold you to your guns here, Taldi. Money and food.
I don't know how expensive his food is.
Nobody does until the bill comes.
Listen, Taldi, he doesn't charge properly. Make sure you get money too.
Oh, in Hexenreich, we call that kind of a sucker.
Yeah. Because bread's like 5 gold, right?
No, it's not. What?
The Gifton sometimes has an issue with the cost of things.
I suddenly went into a lot of money from nothing. I have no idea how money works. All right, is everybody ready to teleport? We're going to Wyndon.
Right, yes, you're all gathered up.
We're going. I'm teleporting us. Or you're teleporting us.
I'm going to say...
You do it.
I am, because we're trying to limit spells, so I will use my circle.
I used my lowest level spell for transport via plants.
I just use...
Oh, actually, wait, I have one thing I want to cast before we leave. Hey, Shaxan, do you have a spare set of clothes?
Not on Minford. Actually, give me a second, then Shax will actually start rummaging in his bag.
I'm actually swapping my spells around really quick, because I would have done that, because I knew
no, unfortunately, everything I have put into the shift weave I normally wear.
We probably have like a robe or something you could wear. Somebody's got, right? I have a question. Are you actually? I need to check.
I have some spare clothes.
I don't know if that will fix Shaxan.
Oh yes. Wait, but they were magical, so they wouldn't have been damaged.
No, what?
He has shift weave. He just. You doing Corvus?
What? No, I'm gonna cast Simulacrum on Shaxan so he can sit here and work on the goddamn ship the whole time we're gone.
That was the thing I didn't catch. I don't know if anyone else...
That's what I'm saying in character. I'm gonna cast Simulacrum on Shaxan so he can be working in 2 places at once. I've got a plan. I just don't think it it won't. I don't think it'll have his arms, would it? It wouldn't have his arm and his leg.
No, it would not.
There's a deeper problem we need to solve, then. And you will actually sit down and basically undo and pop off the leg at the knee, pull the artificial leg that's in there out, and then fasten the thing back on and go wheel it out.
I will clap my hands and go, all right, so we need to find a workaround for that, but I think this is a really good idea that we will revisit at another point. Okay, now we can go. But I just wanted to bring that up in character because Gifton's thinking it would be really cool to have a second Shaxan that we could have sitting there working on the ship the whole time you're gone.
This is our second Shaxan. He's the one that fixes the stuff when we're gone.
Okay.
Yes, it's basically the best idea I could come up with. I was like, wait, I could make a simulacrum of you.
Are you saying that we're just going to get a whole pit crew of Shaxans?
I can only cast one at a time. I could technically cast a second Gifton, who can then cast the wish spell to make a Shaxan.
No, we're not cloning Gifton. One's enough.
Okay.
Alright, okay, you are able to go through the teleport circle. The usual affairs happen where you are, met and passed through the garrison.
Please do not try to save against it. I don't know what my saves are.
And do you guys want to try and pursue things within the garrison first, or?
What do you mean pursue?
As in, are you going to be asking after General Russell and so on?
Well, I that's what I thought we were going to do. Is out of characters or somebody who has a different thing that they want to do more desperately than that?
No, but I need to step AFK.
Okay.
Well, you are led into what looks like out of the portal room facility into the main complex once more, and instead of being asked to just wait in the lobby, you're led into what actually looks like to be a sideboard room where they actually do bring you some refreshments and so on. It's a bit more comfortable out the way of the hustle and bustle, and you're told that General Russell will be with you as soon as he's available.
Okay.
And you actually get a decent half hour to relax, with some nice, tea and biscuits, so on. For General Russell, High General Stenhouse, Captain Jensen, and a familiar figure appears, Parsifal.
Oh, Parsifal.
And beside Parsifal is actually, oh god, where's his name? I need his name.
It's that high guard guy.
High guard from the royal thing, yes.
Yes, I have to look up his name as well. It's under here. That's Dolvwood. I want Dolvwood. I want Wyndon. Where's Wyndon at? Where's Wyndon? Royal family. Lord Grey. No, Lord Grayson, somebody else. Marl Dormer, somebody else.
I can't find his name.
I can't find his name either.
Oh, he might get a new name soon.
Yeah.
So.
Captain.
Well, I can tell you it's not Jensen Durwood Goman, Nathan Carmack, Lieutenant Richard, Lieutenant Thadley, or Thod. Not Grumpf, not Lord Howcount, not Adibd Beep, not Broomore, Herkeep, not Marl Dormer, not Lord Grayson. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't write it down. I think maybe he was just the guard guy.
Yeah, it might have been unnamed.
Yeah.
Right,
I would have wrote it down.
All right. In that case, he is going to be the High Captain. Yeah, we'll use it. Byron.
But we recognize him, so
Yes.
He's not a lord, though, right?
He won't
He's not a lord.
recognize us, but we recognize him.
He's not a lord, but he is a sir.
Yes, he's a sir.
Yes. And they come on in. Parsifal and Byron both give you polite acknowledging nods. Thomas is always very pleased to see you. It's grand that you're all here again. It'd be better if it was a friendly visit, but he hugs you back tightly.
Mm-hmm.
But always business. And Raziel just sort of smiles at you a bit, and Jensen, of course, just gives a polite nod.
Yes, Jensen is being Jensen.
Mm-hmm. And they settle around the table with you, and I think you've met Byron, yes?
Maybe in passing.
Yes, quite a while ago now, but
A princess party about this time last year.
Yes, you are your husband was quite amusing, he says with a fond smile.
Yeah, he's not lived down the bacon incident.
And he actually lets out a genuine laugh, and Parsifal looks a little curious before looking over Stenhouse and going, and we were acquainted last night after the fire. Yes, that terrible incident, that's so much knowledge lost.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know that was very precious to her.
Yes, if only we could find where she is. That's more concerning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Raziel gives you that look of, yes, this is very concerning, but more than I'm letting on. And Parsifal nods and goes, we've taken her effects into palace custody for now. They'll be returned once we find her and ascertain her status. Of
course, that would make the most sense. And also hopefully protect it from any interlopers trying to...
Yes, exactly. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that the librarian is conscious. He seems a little rattled, but he's okay. He's expected to make a full recovery.
That is good to hear. That was William Harper, I believe, right?
Yes, and once he has had a little bit to collect his thoughts, we'll be questioning him.
Of course.
Yeah, but we have other matters to discuss. This whole Oberon business.
Yes, that.
Yes, Parsifal sighs a little bit. The Crown is a little reluctant to let him into the custody of the Fae, but they are willing to do so on the promise of further negotiations. If this
seems smart.
If he wishes to just to take the man and then close all contact, then we have little to gain by handing him over.
He seemed like he was expecting to have further contact after how he spoke to me last. And I think it would be good for all sides if we could curry some better relationships with the Fae. And for the Fae to have a better understanding of their real alignment in the world, as it were.
The High Captain opens his mouth to speak, looking over at Telday, before his eyes glances around and he gives Jensen a questioning look, who just goes, everyone in this room is aware of the true nature of the Warforged. And the High Captain looks a little relieved before he speaks up and goes, I was wanting to speak to you about that. The king is reluctant to inform the Warforged populace of what is happening. He's actually looking at you, Telday.
I can understand that reluctance.
I understand it as well myself, but I also... Keeping that kind of secret can cause a lot more discord if it comes out, and we're aware of how much you care about your people. Would you be sharing it yourself?
I have been giving this thought myself. I do believe that if we will have no role in determining his fate, it is best that the rest do not know.
So you agree to secrecy?
I do think they should be let known that Oberon has openly offered a place in his court for any of the Warforged that wish to return home. I can only think of that being a good influence for both sides.
I see potential issues with it, but
Jensen actually...
I do not...
Carry on, Toddy.
I do not believe it should be outright rejected now.
Jensen actually nods a little bit and goes, having most reports of the Warforged health, both physical and mental, passing under my view, I'm inclined to agree. If it is offered, I think it would be good to allow it to happen. We're not here to hold prisoners. And Byron...
I'm not saying force anybody to make that decision, but they should know that it is there and it would be beneficial
Byron
to the ones...
nods.
Would it?
That is actually my question. I think it might be best to leave this table until we can ascertain Oberon's intentions.
I would need to know more about the dispensation of, well, those he would receive. And how he treats his so-called subjects.
Yes. Whether they're willing to go or not, I would not feel comfortable seeing them into the hands of a tyrant.
Sorry, back.
Welcome back. You're in a meeting.
Ooh,
yep. Parsifal, the High Palace Guard, Captain Byron is here as well. Captain Jensen, High General Stellenhouse, Raziel, basically discussing matters of the Warforged and Oberon right now.
What has been anything?
He may be considered a tyrant by some, but the Fae are loyal to him.
I am not suggesting that they would not care for them.
His acts of cruelty have been against those who, in his eyes, were traitors.
Parsifal actually sort of leans forward a bit and goes, this is actually one of the things I'd like to broach. We, on the promise of further negotiation, are willing to hand over the prisoner, but we would like to press forward a delegation, a visit into his land. we'd like to know exactly how he does treat his constituents. Do you think he would be amenable to such a thing?
We can only ask.
And I suggest we ask.
He seems very curious about what's going on.
Or maybe that curiosity will be to our advantage. I think we should ask. We should try and see what is going on in his lands, what his rule is, what his intentions are, and then perhaps we can make an informed decision on how to advise the Warforged populace.
I will assist in any way that I can.
I
agree.
I and Byron disagree on one matter, and that is whether we should inform the Warforged if it turns out he is an unpleasant ruler. I personally do not think they should be told in that case. Offering them a chance of help when it would lead into a cruel fate. Some would still go, I think, and that does not sit easy with me. And Byron actually shakes his head and goes, I think the choice of the matter is far more important than the outcome. All these people have already suffered much both under scientific inquiry and frankly I do not see it as just that we would keep the choice from them, the knowledge of it.
It is not a true choice unless it is informed with the truth.
And I agree, and I think they should be made aware of the danger if it happens, but they should still be informed. And Pastoral just shrugs a little bit and goes, I don't think it's wise, but not my call.
I could tell you that there is not a single brownie that would not give great pause if they were invited home. Knowing what we know, knowing what happened to us, we would still consider it. The Fae is a special place to us. And though I know they might not all embrace or even acknowledge their place there, some of them might miss it. And if they feel how any of my people feel, then I would feel bad if they were not at least allowed their own thought and choice on it.
And Byron actually nods at you, firmly in agreement, Gifton, whereas Pastoral just sort of stays quiet as if he's considering. Stenhouse, however, sort of claps his hands together and goes, well, lots of jolly good moral dilemmas, but it can wait until after we've made the first contact, no?
Yes, it can. How are we going to do that? Because I do not advise doing it right in this tower again. I just, I wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest.
James smiles a little bit and goes, yes, we're actually going to make way out to a... I'm going to have to call for one of those sworn secrecy things from you. I'm sure I can trust that. A currently unused hidden outpost of ours.
I've never had a secret in my life. I don't know what you're talking about, General Roselle.
Of course. He says dryly. We are going to move out with a small force, just for safety. Representatives from the Crown and our own forces, and hopefully with you all.
That sounds reasonable.
Yes, doing this within the city limits. Not a desirable outcome, no.
Well, I, as much as I would like to think the best of the situation, I do know the distractible nature of the Fae when there's so many things around.
Yes, well, hopefully we shall be avoiding that.
I trust that your men will be careful in their action. You don't want to provoke anything.
It will be some of our best men, and they will be well informed of the situation. In that case, we are ready to depart today if nothing is keeping you all held.
I'm ready to go.
Right.
I am also ready to go.
I am ready.
So you're all aware of where we are going. We will be taking the teleportation circle into the Great Wood.
Oh, that's deep in his territory, I believe.
Yes, quite deep. We're not entirely sure of the Feyworld's bounds or what his kingdom limits are, but
I can usually see it where it weakens, so
we figured nature would be a good place to establish contact.
yes, I recommend the woods. I'm assuming you're not going to attempt any circles this time?
No, it won't be, although that is against my own advisement, Rezio actually says.
I mean, you saw how he was pressing on that one. He could have busted it, I think.
I still think it's important to have a line of defense, and he's actually looking at you when he says that. No, I'm very impolite to go to a parley with somebody in chains.
Yes.
And, oh my god, dude, Stenhouse's voice is wrecking my throat right now.
Besides, anyway, it'll be loaded with trees. If there's a problem, I can get everybody out.
Yes. And on that matter, if there is a problem, if he turns hostile unprovoked, I want you to be aware that we will then attempt a binding. But it is a last matter, a last recourse. Surely if he acts against us first.
Does that make sense?
I hope that's not a problem. He actually, Rezzo looks actually a little concerned, Gifton, as he's sort of looking at you with a questioning gaze.
Gifton has a very, mixed feelings on her face about it. For long enough to get away, right?
Rezzo actually looks a little silent, falls a little silent then, and he looks at the High General, goes, and the plan's actually to hold him and try and force a negotiation in that matter.
Gifton also falls silent.
Jensen actually looks at the group of you, sensing now the awkward air, and goes, "We're hoping that this won't come to that, though. If he is approaching the table in good faith, then so shall we."
Yes,
that makes sense.
Of course. Well, let us do our best.
Right, Byron and Parsifal stand up and go, "Right, we shall go muster our men immediately, and we'll meet you within a half hour." And Stenhouse stands, as do James and Jensen immediately after, and Stenhouse goes, "Of course, do you need to address anything before we leave? Now it's time to do so." And he says, looking at you all,
Yeah, everybody got something iron tucked away?
Yes.
He's giving us an option to go complete all the side quests before we continue the main quest.
Stop! Ignore Stenhouse's word. Louis, do you require your griffin?
Me and Tressa travel together.
All right.
Of course, she'll be brought down from the stables as well.
All right.
I would like to ask, do you have for these type of guns, and he's going to pull out from his back the rifle he's using, rounds for this gun and iron?
And munition, yes. Yes, we should be able to supply you with some.
I would appreciate it.
Right.
Just as an paranoid person, would it be a bad show to bring excessive amount of iron to this?
At the table, yes.
Displaying it, bad.
Yes.
Having it with you, not bad.
I'm sure you're all aware to keep it out of sight. We might actually try to keep it away from the general area. We don't know if he can feel it.
I start itching just thinking about it.
But it needs to be nearby.
I hate iron.
I'm very sorry, Miss Graysteel.
It's all right. All right. Well, let us be on our way then. I don't think there's any other. Oh, actually, one quick thing. I have a bunch of money. Can I buy a lot of fine wine and some little cakes and some biscuits and just let's make this a proper little picnic and try and smooth that over?
Should we maybe make a swing out to a?
Well, I'm just saying we could send a runner so that way we can just
Yes.
go.
Stenhouse actually arches his eyebrow a bit and goes, "You think that's appropriate?" And Possible actually, starts to nod slowly himself as he listens to you and goes, "Not a bad idea, actually."
Most of the time, smoothing things over with the Fae, good alcohol, tasty things to eat, really makes it a lot easier. You have no idea how many satyrs completely will be on your side for a beer.
Yes, I think our usual expectations of decorum at these kind of meetings might not be entirely appropriate.
Mm-mm.
Less official.
Think of this as meeting with your friends after work. This is what the expectation level of Oberon's going to be.
Right, yeah, in that case, Miss Brockgren, if I send you out with a few of my boys to carry things, do you think you can...
Yep.
Get some choice things?
Yep, I'll get some choice things.
Is it Bryce? Bryce is the mage.
Parsifal is the mage.
No, Percival.
Parsival.
Chorus will go to him.
Don't tell him you lost your soul.
Do you require any further assistance in the matters that you were expressing earlier? I know some of the party may be less enthusiastic about it, but it has been things that I have been researching in that regard.
He quirks an eyebrow up and goes, "Of what matter?"
The binding and potential...
It was Rizal that brought that up.
Oh, it was Rizal.
Mhm.
I thought it was personal.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go to Rizal then.
hey, I'm totally on board with binding. I can cast pain or binding too.
I know. Well,
I'm looking into binding for reasons that have nothing to do with you, I swear.
If you ask him the same question, he actually sort of looks at you with a grim smile and goes, "Well, I have the spell itself memorized. If something happens to me, you can attempt it yourself."
Yes, there was contingencies. That's what I was getting at. If yours fails or you become indisposed, there will be other options.
It is most definitely a last measure, though, short of trying to destroy him. It's not something we want to be doing.
I understand that. I was just wanting you know that I have the capability of doing that if...
Yeah, he just nods at you Right, well then, let's get our things sorted, and see you all down in the portal room.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get the things, and then I'll be at the portal room.
And
Gifton has a pretty good idea what kind of goodies the Fair week too.
How much money are you going to spend?
2,000 gold.
2,000 gold.
I'm buying good shit.
Okay, so you're going to go to the finest.
I want the 500. I want the 500 gold wine bottles.
All right, so you are going to the finest wineries and the finest patisseries in the city.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, okay.
And getting a savory basket. Like most of this is getting spent heavy on the alcohol, fancy cheeses and pastries, good pastries.
Okay.
And bits of meats.
The young soldiers that are actually sent out with you, and they are very young.
And they're all getting something wrapped up to put in their bags.
Seem in awe of your spending, and there's some very mild protests when you buy them something to take themselves, but it's the very polite, "Oh no, you shouldn't" protest, and you can see the excitement.
Yeah, I'm sending the two of them each with one bottle of some really nice wine or ale or something, and a nice little tiny thing wrapped up.
There are no complaints about having to carry things for you.
Yep. I'm not buying a lot.
Yep.
Like I'm buying a good amount that should be able to feed like 20 people,
Yep.
right? That's a good amount of food because I don't know how much fucking Oberon eats.
Yep.
And then that's just all high quality though.
Yeah, they seem more than happy to help. And soon enough, within the half hour, you are all down in the portal room. Tessa has been brought down. I assume you've brought Hadwin with you, Corvus.
Yes.
Yeah. And the runes for the teleport circle are activated, and you step in with quite a few people. There seem to be 20 soldiers, all armed with rifles. There is, and I must stress, this is a very big teleport circle. This is the military complex one. There is Parsifal with a team of mages. Byron himself is no longer there, but there are some of the Royal Guard, a squad of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone I recognize?
Well, from the
You're
Royal
on
Guard?
your shit list?
Not really, because they're all wearing helmets.
And I'm pretty sure they probably went out of their way to not get the ones that fucked with you last night, because the one guy was trying to make reparations with you.
Mm-hmm. And there is a large sealed steel cage, more of a container, bolted steel. You can see some runes on it. That is just pulled in on wheels, essentially.
And the point of this?
And High General looks at you from outside the teleport circle. It looks like he's not actually coming along. He nods it and goes, "Prisoner."
Oh, okay. Yep, sounds good.
Right,
I didn't realize he was in it. Yeah.
And Parsifal and Razel are actually in the circle with you. Jensen and High General do not accompany. Which the High General actually looks at it wistful, and I wish I could be going along. You don't have too much fun without me.
All right. Hey, see if you can scry on us while we're doing it or something. So it's got to be a mage around here that's not doing anything. It's scry a freaking like pool or a ball for you.
Yes, I'll be keeping a close eye. Sir, you have meetings to attend? No, I'll be keeping a close eye on them. He says to his aide beside him.
The meetings.
With a pool next to him. It's like a little kiddie pool.
It's about your retirement, sir.
And Raziel sort of looks around. There's a lot of double checking, making sure people are there. And there is actually boxes loaded into the circle with you as well. Looks like containers of arms or ammunition, probably some goods out there of their own. You got to keep them in supply. They don't know how long this is going to take. But after a double check, Raziel nods and the teleport circle lights, and you are all suddenly transported. And that is where we are going to end this week's session.
I was expecting that part.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone take your 3,000 XP. Actually, we're going to make it 5,000 XP because you did solve the burning of the library, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of. You got blown up and didn't die, so, congratulations.
I didn't have that problem.
Everyone gets a piety point.
Oh my god, I hit max piety!
We go above?
Yeah, you can go above.
Yeah,
Maybe
it says 50 plus.
Yeah.
Because you technically still can lose.
Yeah, we can lose it, so.
Yep.
Thank you for game.
Bank some overage so that we can, be unbiased for a while.
I can drink what I want. I don't really gotta obey rules.
That's the part where we go meet with the gods and piss them off.
Yeah.
My wisdom just went up by 2
Yay.
as we went through the portal.
Your brain goes, this is a bad idea.
We shouldn't be doing this.
Oh shit, no.
Bad idea,
I'm
guys.
guessing you are not streaming anymore.
We are ending now.